I just want a bag, like an old lady. I'm backwoods smoking, I don't own papers, past that 808. That shit a dome shaker. Oh, bitch, you know I'm grinding like a pro skater. Baby mama bugging, I'm so quick to hit ignore. Buku bitches in my bed, I got scales all on my floor. I got money on the line, plus I'm clocking that galore. I got bitches kissing bitches, all them bitches go explore. I'm feeling way up, well fuck it, I stay up. Put your bitch on my Snapchat, while I fuck up I make her. She want a chance with me, cause she know I'm a rapper. I give a dick but I never get feelings, cause shorty I know what you after. Okay, they watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me. Get hit in my section at 12, gon' find your ass way in New Orleans. Watch out a bit, I'm jugging. Dissect your hand if your hand in my pudding. Put two in your man if your man keep a looking. Act like a pussy, your panties get tooken. I'm not the type to go fuck with them niggas who fuck with them niggas who stay on some fuck shit. Young and trapping out the bando, from the ceiling fan to the damn floor, trying to stack my money up, cause that's the only way we can go. Tell my mama that I'm okay, see the money coming through the doorway. Got a bad bitch with a lot of money, that's foreplay. Okay, they watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me. I just want a bag, like an old lady. I'm backwoods smoking, I don't own papers, past that 808. That shit a dome shaker. Oh, bitch, you know I'm grinding like a pro skater. Baby mama bugging, I'm so quick to hit ignore. Buku bitches in my bed, I got scales all on my floor. I got money on the line, plus I'm clocking that galore. I got bitches kissing bitches, all them bitches go explore. I'm feeling way up, well fuck it, I stay up.
With that, bro. All of a sudden, you can't remember.
What's happening, everybody? What's happening? What's happening? What's going on? The GRG podcast is live at our new time, man. And it seems like some of the people on the panel forgot. So, after we had the meeting that we were going to be starting at this time. But anyway, man, watch. I can't wait. I was asleep, man, or I forgot. I can't wait for what 108's going to say. So anyway, what's going on, everybody? What the GRG podcast is here. We at our new time, so I hope you set this. We're here. Um, had some issues. Okay, so let me kind of break it down a little bit. Um, I usually stream to Twitch and YouTube at the same time through Restream. Well, then just earlier this week, I got a notification from I got an email from Restream that Google was going to stop using Restream. And so like all of a sudden Restream started promoting Facebook Live and everything else. So I don't know what the hell is going on, what the situation might be, whatever. It's crazy. But that's why it took me a little bit to get started. So because I was like, well, damn. Well, damn. Well, it won't let me do the restream, so I just had to go straight through the YouTube situation. I thought that I could try to go around it or whatever because it said it's supposed to end at the end of the month. So for people out there that that listen that do their own podcast or whatever, just know if you're using Restream, Google is over here trying to shut that down too. So I don't know if they're going to restructure something or if you're going to have to upgrade or whatever. I'm going to have to look deeper into that. But for right now, it's just we're just primarily on YouTube at this point in time. So regardless of whatever, let's go to it. Let's get to it. Let's get to the panel, man. We have only two topics. But I think this one topic, I think the one topic is going to take us on home for tonight. So anyway, let me get to it. Bloody Knuckles, what's happening with you, brother? What's happening? What's going on, man?
Yo, what's it? It is what is it? How's everyone doing? I hope everyone's been doing a great
Brother,
this
what's
week. It's
happening?
good
What's
to be
going on, man?
back. I was like, I've been doing a lot. I just came back from my vacation. I feel good. I feel great. I feel rest. I feel energetic, more so than ever. And I got the Japanese titles and games going on, and all the support that I've been showing. And man, this week has been a great week for the mean green machine. I gotta tell you, it has not stopped, and I'm loving it. I can't wait to talk about it.
Yes,
You
no
talking
doubt.
about Ninja Turtles?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Whoa,
And
Teenage
I'm not
Mutant
talking about that.
Ninja
I'm not talking about that
Turtles.
Michael Bay shit. I'm talking about the good stuff.
Okay, okay, I got you. All right, cool. All right, so moving on down the line, man, let's get to it. Six Slayer, what's happening with you, bro?
Yo, Xbox is the new Ric Flair. Can you hear it?
Mm.
Woo!
Whoa, my
Yo,
boy
what's
coming
up?
hype. I like
Oh
that.
yeah, this week, man, this week's got all us Xbox fans hyped, and for good reason, I would imagine, right?
Oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt. We'll be talking about it.
Absolutely.
We'll be
We're
talking
gonna be
about it.
talking about it all day,
Getting in
all
full
show.
detail about it. So yeah, no
Indeed.
doubt, no doubt, no doubt. All right, cool. PK, what's happening with you, brother?
Hey, what's happening, family and friends? Glad to be here. Can't wait to talk about what's going on. Uh, I don't know how you came up with two topics with so much energy that came this week. It's like you could talk about 99 different things.
Well, yeah. I mean, there. Yeah, you can. With one topic, you can make 99 different things out of it. But really, we're going to be breaking it down. Uh, we hear something in the background. I don't know where that's coming from, but
Listen, I just want to thank you guys for coming through for yesterday as well. Supporting me in the interview with TJ Sterling and his Kickstarter project. If you guys haven't checked it out, please go check that out. It's important. This Kickstarter ends at midnight, I believe.
yeah,
And it's it, he's a brother who's created his own comic book company from scratch, and he has employed a lot of people to get on here who is independent artists or writers, and he also is doing master classes for those who want to sign up and do their own thing. So definitely check it out. And thank you for supporting me, guys.
no doubt, no doubt. That was a great interview. I'm going to have to post that up in a link. I know I reposted it on Twitter, but I'm on Twitter, but I need to put it in the community thing so people can check it out if that in just to see, just to get to you guys' content because I know Limit dropped two videos as well. So. Anyway, but yeah, no, that was really cool, man. So yeah, I hope you bring more of these comic book guys and ladies to the scene so people can get their comic book fix from it because that's really good for you. Really starting off and you already got it. You had an interview from somebody you know, that's pretty impressive. I've been thinking about wanting to go reach out to a couple of people and seeing if those people can come on over. I've been thinking about it for a while. I've always had some other voices like we don't need that, we don't need this, we don't need that. But like I said, there's new changes coming to the podcast here in the future for sure. So yeah, but no, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool for sure. All right, so it's just us right here until I'm sure that people will come in here a little bit later because the time that we set, they pretty sure they forgot. So it is what it is. So all right, so let's get to it, man. Let's start off. And that is the Ubisoft forward. You know what I'm saying? Let's just get the warm up topic going and then we get on to the main topic. Just came out, what did it come out? Yesterday? Yeah, it came out yesterday.
Yesterday. Yeah.
Yesterday. I seen it a little bit later because I've been consumed by Wasteland 3. I'm forgetting what days is what because I've been just consuming that game. But yeah, okay. So Ubisoft Forward came up.
See, he's forgotten his time already. He forgot if he wiped his ass this morning.
Is that your background, Bloody? Yeah, there we go. 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 All
I hate
right.
my roommate.
Exposed.
Yeah, exposed. All right. All right. Anyway. So, okay. So Ubisoft came. People were talking. I was the first thing. I didn't even get to see it yet, and now I would just start seeing people were saying it was trash, it was garbage, it was this, it was that. And right off the bat, I was kind of like, all right, well, let me go check it out. And I was watching it while I was doing the next podcast yesterday, and I came out of it personally thinking that it was a pretty good show. It was better than their show before, and I thought that the games that they displayed was just a lot better. I mean, I don't know. What did you guys think?
I'm just gonna put it out there. I think a lot of people are just salty with good reason that there was no Splinter Cell announcement. I think a lot of folks were hoping for that and they didn't see that, and it's really
I've been
biting
saying
their
it's
ass.
not coming. I've been saying
You have been saying that, yeah. But I mean, it seemed so obvious the move, like with the other moves they've been making with putting him into putting Sam
every
Fisher
other
into,
Tom Clancy series except his own. Yes,
yeah,
and
yeah,
I
yeah.
get where everyone's coming, but I've been saying they're just using the name and the face to help bring more attention to other things. Unless they're deciding to finally make all the Tom Clancy's one big, like all one big continuous world, which they've been kind of pressing for.
Yeah.
Sam Fisher, there's almost not gonna be a Splinter Cell game anytime soon at all.
Yeah, well, and the only other thing I could say to that is that if they weren't planning on, they got to be considering it now, because I mean, you have to be tone deaf at this point. If you didn't have this in the works, now you got to be working on it. Like, come on, where you at with it, Ubisoft? Like, folks want to see it, but otherwise, I didn't know the show was happening, so I was seeing all this trash, but I had already known that folks wanted Splinter Cell. That had been a lot of talk recently. Now I know why, because this whole show was happening yesterday. I didn't know about that. So there's that. But also, I did find two things that had me real hyped. One of them was enough for me, was the return of Scott Pilgrim versus the World. The game is going to be on all the modern platforms,
Yes.
consoles, Switch, which would be a perfect fit for that screen, PC, even Stadia. Look at you. Hey, Ubisoft always showing Stadia love from the beginning, so that's there too.
Right, right, and I'm telling you, Stadia is not dead. Watch your mouth, suckers. I see somebody is here to grace us with his presence finally.
Sorry.
108. Yeah, it's all good. It's all
You know,
good.
I'm not usually late. I lost track of time cleaning up something. Then I went to the liquor store, and then I saw Sick calling me. I said, I know what he calling me for. My bad.
Oh
I
man,
apologize.
I said we'll make it happen. I said we will
My
make it
bad.
happen. No, it's all good. It's all good. What's going on with you, 108?
Good.
Stadia's
I'm
dead.
good.
Just get over it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
good.
Okay.
Glad to
Cool.
see the show popping. Glad to see all people in here watching. Appreciate everybody that
Yeah,
came through.
first day coming in. You know what I'm saying? This is our like we're prime time now. We were late night, but now we're prime time now. So we're moving up, and I expect it to be a slow start, especially for moving into a different time. But hey, you know what I'm saying? We're a different flavor, we're a different genre, and so we're doing something. Well, not a different genre, but we're a different flavor. And so we're so it takes time to when you make these adjustments. But hey, I'm looking forward to it. I'm actually excited for the new time because there's so much more that we can do afterwards, and then of course people can get things done that they need to get done, and instead of waiting to try to do it maybe Saturday or whatever. So, but anyway, we were just talking about the Ubisoft event. I don't know if you've seen it, the Ubisoft Forward 108, but we were just talking about the good about it. I just think personally, I think we're again in a situation where everybody just wants to complain about something. I was seeing people just saying
Cheat.
that it was just trash, and I'm like, what? That one game alone with all the bikers and snowboards and I can't think of the name of the game right off the bat, but that game you'll get to see if you people who are watching, you'll get to see it being
I think it's like called Extreme Republic.
I think so. I think yes, it's something Republic. Yeah, but it's that game looked amazing. That game looked so fun. Like that's like it's like what they're doing with what they tried to do with the Crew, but they're doing it now with all types of like just extreme games. And
Well, the
I
Crew
think that
was
might
meant to
work.
be it was meant to be a driving game. This is meant to be more extreme sports. So this is kind of what Steep was, except instead of just snowboarding, it's all sorts of extreme sports.
Yeah, yeah. So that's yeah.
Riders Republic, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Riders
Riders
Republic.
Republic. Yeah, that's what it is. It looked fantastic. I was like,
Thank you,
whoa.
Shisto.
It's the one thing that caught me the most was the biking off of the mountain. Like that was dope. Like I would, and then like you look like you could have different type of like just an all out just race to get to one end to the world to the next. And like I said, that's what reminds me of the Crew. So I'm looking at that game alone. That game is very unique. It's different. Um, the one thing that you got to give Ubisoft credit for is that they think outside the box. Some of the games don't really pan out. I know that my boy Core, he was just telling me the other night that he was excited about he liked Steep. He's really one of the only people that I know that him and his brother really enjoy Steep. But
Hold on.
yeah, go ahead. But it was one of those things for me was that damn, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you get all of this. Like, I mean, just think about we all playing and we could get in the fly those little squirrel suits and just fly from one end to the other. They got parachutes. I don't know. I mean, PK, you kind of quiet on this. I mean, what do you think, man? I mean, like, was that anything that caught your interest, or was there anything from Ubisoft Forward that caught your interest at all?
So, I mean, to me, it seems like a lot of games that we already seen. I mean, the biggest crown was Scott Pilgrim coming back. That is the hugest thing ever. And the most disappointing thing is
Amen.
no Splinter Cell. So no Splinter Cell. I'm done with Ubisoft. I have no more expectations.
Come
from them.
on,
Hey,
PK,
listen,
bro.
listen,
Like, it can't just be one
listen.
game that's going to define.
Wait a minute.
Oh,
Wait a minute. That one game defined a lot. And it's kind of like having an Xbox with no Halo. That is their Halo. If they don't bring out a Splinter Cell, what are they doing? Come on, man. Let's just be real. I'm happy that Scott Pilgrim's coming back. I am. And I will be looking forward to Valhalla. I'm not that excited, but after we see some more gameplay, I probably will pick it up. But Splinter Cell, it was that game. That was that game. You can't tell me it wasn't. That was their game. And I would trade that in for any Assassin's Creed. Trust me.
Agreed. Oh,
wow.
and the one thing we skipped so far about Assassin's Creed, we want to bring this up now?
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm gonna bring it up. I'm gonna talk about it. The remake, The Prince of Persia, I felt it was a downgrade.
Okay, yeah.
I'm like,
that was going to be the next thing because I didn't hear nobody bring it up. So yeah.
I was like,
Yeah, I forgot
look,
about that. Yeah.
when you look at Sands of Time and then you look at this, it's like, where are we going? Now you know this is a downgrade anytime this is going to the Switch. This is not a next gen game.
But you should be happy about that. You
No,
can take it on the
That's
go.
how you know it's true.
Wait
That's
a
how you know
minute.
it's true.
I know you trolling me, but let's be real. We're talking about next gen. Why are we making the reverse? I mean,
Said I know I'm controlling you.
listen, the remake is supposed to be a banger. It's not supposed to be a you know what I mean, a watered down version of Prince of Persia, especially after Sands of Time. Come on, man, you got to keep that energy going. And I'm sorry, it seemed like a cash grab to me, and I'm not happy with that. I would rather see a true remake like Final Fantasy VII remake, something on that caliber.
Resident Evil.
Don't give me this crap that you're doing and then port it to the Switch and call it a remake. That's not a remake, bro. Especially after looking at your last, and that was when did Sands Time come out? 2014. It was like that's how long ago it's been.
That's the time.
No,
that
Sands
was
Time came out in
Sands
like
Time's
Way
older
longer than that.
Yeah.
15
You're
years.
thinking about the one
14.
that was the last one that came out
17 years.
was the cell shaded.
was a remake.
Okay, but
It wasn't
but you
remake,
get
it
what
was
I'm.
the cell shaded. I got it on PC. I just can't think of
Yeah.
the name of it. Yeah.
So I apologize. I don't know exactly. I don't remember, but I remember the last one.
Yeah, you
was
can't remember
kinda
it 'cause it's just called Prince of Persia.
Well, the thing is, you want evolution. You don't want to go backwards. And I'm not saying that you can't have cartoon graphics or you can't have this, but at least have the next gen things that go along with it. Let's be excited for this new thing. And I'm not saying every game's got to uh, look like Resident Evil 3 and none, but you can't call it a remake and you're not putting in the work. I'm just saying that's just not right. It's just not right to me.
I don't. You know what? It didn't look that bad. Yeah. Did it look like a downgrade? It did. I mean, okay. From when you look, this is the thing that you have to look at, though. See. I agree, but I disagree in a state. Okay. So when you look at the original game, and then you look at this game, it is an improvement. It is not a downgrade compared from the original game that came out. That's what I'm looking at. I'm not looking at the previous games before it. I'm looking at the or after the very
But
first game.
but let
I'm
me
looking
ask
better. I'm
you,
looking. I'm
how?
looking at the original Prince of Persia, and I'm looking at this version, and it is
But
an improvement.
but let me ask you,
Yeah.
if you were to put this on a next gen system
Hmm.
and you're calling it a remake, and do you see anybody else like Resident Evil or Final Fantasy put in different kind of work? Their quality is 1,000 times better than this game that you're looking at. Wouldn't you expect them to do the same kind of work in this game?
Oh, yeah, no, that part is true. I definitely would. I definitely would. I want to make a point, 2 points right here. It's about to go off here pretty soon, but if anybody noticed it right here, this is supposed to be somebody's work that's redone the original Assassin's Creed off the Series X. This isn't the this isn't like what the old. This is the first. This is the first one, but somebody is trying to work on trying to make a, I guess some remasters or something or whatever. But they wanted to use the assets from the original Assassin's Creed, but show it what it looks like on running off of a Series X. So I thought that
Uh,
was crazy. So that's why I'm
that's
showing
not the
that.
original Assassin's Creed.
That is the original Assassin's Creed, but it's running
No,
off of the.
because that's set during the colonial times. The original Assassin's Creed was done during the Dark Ages,
Well, you gotta
during
okay, but go back when you
during
go
the
back.
Crusade.
Okay, okay, well you gotta go back to what it says. There was a little headliner that popped up and said this game was what. So it may not have been. I don't know. I played the original Assassin's Creed for about 3 hours and I hated it, and so I maybe
And
five,
that's what I'm saying is
and I
I've beaten
never.
every single one, and I put
Okay, so
enough time.
which Assassin's Creed was that then? Because it was out
That
of the
one
first
was
three.
that one was that one wasn't that wasn't any of the originals. I was like, it wasn't one, two, or three, because that one looks more like it would if it had to be, it'd be closer to three, but that wasn't Connor. That one looks more as if it was closer to Unity or
Yeah, it must have been
It wasn't
Unity or
no
one
it
of
no
those
it wasn't no
handheld games
no
like a Vita
no no
version or something.
no it wasn't Unity. It wasn't Unity. It wasn't
I'm saying
Unity.
it was closer to Unity
I'm
and
just
more
going
than likely
okay.
Syndicate.
Okay, so again, let me. You got to read the headline of what the person said when he posted. It was a this is a project, but he was running it off of like the Series X, to off of the series off the Series X, just to show the enhancements of what the game would look like from what it originally looked like from what it would look like running off the X. So, but it was a project. It wasn't like it isn't an actual game, but he was just showing that. So if it looks completely different or nothing like what you expect, then that could be. But anyway, I wanted to just show that. So so it'll flip back around again here a little bit later. But other than that, what's up, Thomas Franks? GRG, let's go. What's good, brothers? Hope everyone's healthy and safe. 108, we will still talk about the TVs. Just been focusing on my security company. Brother, you know what I'm saying? K Mega like the new time, bro. All right, cool. And let me know, people. Yeah, like I mean, I you know what I'm saying? Look, this is permanent, so this is where we're gonna be. You know what I'm saying? Um yeah, just let me know in the chat.
Yeah, we're getting some good feedback
Spread
on
it
that
out.
from the
Spread
start.
the
Yeah, yeah,
word.
yeah,
Spread
yeah.
the
Good
So
word,
word.
yeah,
folks.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Spread it out, send 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 it out. So anyway,
I tell you about Ubisoft before y'all go move on.
well, no, we're not moving on yet. I just wanted to make
Oh,
another point, and then I just wanted to just I just before I started the show, There was a person that hit me up like, and it was weird because this person hit me up like 6 times, and I really don't like being hit up like that. Like I don't know if it's a troll or if it's whatever, and so I wasn't gonna comment. I wasn't gonna comment back, but this person was like, just hit me up like 5 6 times, and I'm like, what the hell? And so anyway, I hit him up, and I was expecting some crazy shit, but it was a guy from the UK, from Manchester. And he was just saying, look, how much he was a fan of the show, how much he appreciated, the content that we give, being positive, having a good time, stuff like that. And you know what, sometimes those are the things that overall makes you feel good about what you do. It's that people just enjoy the stuff that we do and what we bring. And so, big shout out to him. I gotta look at it. Let me look up his name again. I gotta go to my Xbox. So sorry about that. But I wanted to give him a shout out because because it was real nice of him to sit there and to just talk. But it was crazy because he sounded nervous. Like when he's like, and I was like, you all right, bro? Is it all good? But it's crazy to think, what I mean, that people would get like that. But hold on, let me get to his name. Just wanted to give him a shout out. So
Now don't let that get to your head. You hear?
yeah, no, I don't. I get that. I get that every once in a while, what I'm saying, for people. But, listen, you can hit me up. It's just that when I'm playing the game or something and I get hit up like that, usually it's somebody want me to play something else. And if you see me playing another game, don't you just give me a message and saying, what's up, or if you wanted to talk about something like that. Let me go to it. Oh, see, it's not there now because I already I can't mark it all as red. Damn it. Hold on. Well, I'll have to go ahead and I got to look for it again. I apologize, guys. I really wanted to kind of send that home and give it a but I kind of sit there and what I guess now with this new thing that they got on Xbox, once you talk to somebody, then you can't see it again. Oh, that sucks. Hold on. Oh, no. Okay, I found it. Never mind. His name is Shay Hertz 101. Thank you so much, man, for the positive advice and stuff, man. I really, or I should say, the love, man, and support for the podcast, man. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for the crew, there wouldn't be no GRG, and if it wasn't for the people like you that listen and support us, we would have been gone a long time ago. So man, really appreciate that. So thank you. What I'm saying? Can't wait to hopefully you come on fight night because I invited him to fight night. And that's for anybody else that want to come and join us for fight night every Sunday night. We'll be playing Mortal Kombat 11. So if you want to get your head beat like Xbox 448 did after talking this shit about who's got the better Kung Lao, you can go ahead and get it. I'm willing to do that, and then we'll probably play some Killer Instinct. So then I'll probably get my head beat in at that point by somebody. But anyway, all right. So go ahead and make your points. I just wanted to give that guy a shout out. Sorry. Panel.
Lemon.
Yeah,
I'm here, but
okay.
I didn't know who he was talking to.
Oh, okay. You said you wanted to talk about it. Oh, yeah. Go ahead. What did you think about the
I don't
Ubisoft
know.
stuff? Yeah. Go ahead, bro.
I thought it was good, man. Prince of Persia looked fine to me. Riders Republic looked awesome. Scott Pilgrim looked awesome. The game Immortals Phoenix, that looks awesome too graphically. Them games look very interesting, and I've been a Scott Pilgrim fan forever, so it was good for me. I don't see why this generation of gamer they complain too much. They need to go to Babies R Us and just get video game bits and just wear them all day because this is just ridiculous. They complain about everything. What could you possibly? Every game is not for everybody, but you trying to tell me people who watch that who complain, not one of those games was for you? Because if like I don't understand this community, man. Even even on Twitter today, these dudes, people are disgusting. Like you just harp on everybody's happiness. You come in moody. Yo, it sucked. It's horrible. Oh my god, it was nothing. I don't understand. It's like you can feel the emotions with their Twitter fingers, man. I don't understand this gaming generation.
Yeah.
And then they talk about shit they don't. Excuse me. They talk about stuff they don't know about. You know what I'm saying? And complain about everything that they don't even understand. It's too much voice. Social media is giving too many idiots a voice. That's exactly what it is, man.
Yeah. No, I
Because
totally
the masses is not complaining. It's the minute idiots. Some stuff, okay. If somebody talking about microtransactions, technically, why do you care? You don't even have to. Don't buy it, but you got to say something. You have to be heard. You must don't be heard in the real world because you surely got a loud voice on Twitter and forums and Reddit and Jesus. It was fun, man. I enjoyed it. And I hope everybody else in the chat enjoyed it. And if you didn't enjoy everything, it was something for everybody, man. You didn't see Splinter Cell. I want to see Splinter Cell, but I ain't gonna destroy them because they ain't putting out Splinter Cell. So, but
There's
Nick
obviously a
Persia,
reason. There's
I'll
obvious.
do it for you. I'll do it for you.
Okay, so this and that's fine. Like I mean, that's the whole point. That's the whole point of of having the panel and we talk about it and we just go through it because I look at it as from this standpoint, right? If we all said the same thing, then you could be looked at
a
as
robot.
yeah as a robotic podcast. It's just like what I'm saying. Look,
Right.
I'm not tripping on PK on what he's saying. I don't agree because listen, there's a reason why Splinter Cell is not available yet. And let me make this clear too. If they did announce Splinter Cell and Splinter Cell comes out at the end of 2021, everybody's hyped. I guarantee you, once that game drops, there's going to be somebody that's going to hate it. There's going to be people that's going to be posting it and they're going to talk about how they hate it for whatever reason. If it's a microtransaction, or is it because if the game is going to be $70, if the game is going to be, because Ubisoft does that. They do that package thing from where you get the game from 60 to 120. So they'll hate that. Or if the game didn't have the same type of look or the same voice act, whatever the case may be, it's going to get scrutinized because this is the era that we're in right now. That's just it. That's just it. I'm not going to penalize the show because they didn't show one particular game. You know what I'm saying? Look, I mean, I've been waiting for Killer Instinct 2 for some kind of announcement or something for the last
7 years,
for the
basically.
last 3 years. For the last 3 years. But does that mean that Xbox events were horrible because I didn't get anything from Killer Instinct 2? No. It's just the fact that the one of those particular games that I really want to see come back hasn't come but yet. And that doesn't mean that it's not. It's just for me, it's like I don't know. I come into it, and I've said this before, I've come into every show with the expectation of there's going to be something that's going to catch my eye. And every time that I watch these shows, it's no matter the PC event was probably the worst out of the worst. And I still came out finding some things that I wanted that I was entertained by.
And that's what it's always like with the PC show as well, by the way. It
Right,
always sucks,
right,
but there's
right.
always tidbits of something you find in that I was worthy.
So yeah, so I mean, if it, I don't know. I mean, everything. This is the thing here too. Is a lot of people can't keep talking about. Well, they don't want E3. E3 should go away, but they want everything to be extraordinary like E3. And that to me is where I don't. This separates me from what other people when they always got to downplay everything else. I don't know. Do you guys agree or disagree? What do you think?
I want to say, I feel like, this is why I don't speak in absolutes. Some people, they talk, it's either it sucked ass or or it was the greatest thing ever.
I don't know why you guys can cuss. I don't get it. I mean, look. Shout out to Wimmy Hood. I was on his podcast. Bro.
That guy's funny as hell.
Bro.
Congrats on the grandkid too, by the way.
What'd you say, Did? What'd you say?
I said congrats to his. He just had a grandson.
Oh yeah. So, shout out to Wimmy and his grandkids. But yeah, like, bro, that podcast is crazy. Like, I mean, I was on Weapon Wheel the other day. I was on a Weapon Wheel 2 weeks ago. Crazy. Next podcast, Pred's gonna say something wild. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I'm saying? Otter, Doc Ottermus, you know what I'm saying? I call him Doc Otter. He gonna say something wild. Crispy gonna say something wild. So I mean, look, we're in a situation that you know what I'm saying? We don't have to go left. You know what I'm saying? Like some, but but you know what I'm saying? Look, for just want to try to keep it squeaky clean, it just doesn't happen. I mean, hell, even on RDX and other podcasts, shit. I mean, the host is probably the most talking person ever. So I don't
All
know.
right,
You
then.
know what
All
I'm saying? So
right,
yeah,
then.
just
Yo, yo, yo.
let it
So
rip. Let
that's
it rip.
all
Let
right.
it rip. Let it rip. Let it rip.
How
Let
do
it
you
rip. Let it
think
rip.
the show sucked dick, or you think it was awesome?
Well, I didn't
Like
think that
that's
word
how
was going to be
people
coming
talk on.
out.
That's
Pause.
but
You gave
that's
him
how
the
people
okay.
are nowadays. It's
I
like
gave it okay. It is what it is. All right.
Everything's absolutes with folks nowadays.
Mm,
They can't just be like, and
man.
they can't even use their words either and be like, I didn't like most of what I saw from that show because I was expecting something. Why don't you just say that?
Yeah.
You know, like why is gotta be all these absolutes all the time? This is like what they say about the Sith. Like only a Sith deals in absolutes. Same thing. Like it's silly.
Yeah, no, I do. Anybody else want to touch on anything that they liked or disliked on the show before we get
I
into the?
mean,
Okay, go ahead.
the Ubisoft show was all right. And I mean, they kind of talked about stuff that we already figured that they were going to talk about. We knew that they were going to have some new stuff on Valhalla. We knew that they were going to do more about Watchdog Legions. Those are their two big cross-gen games that are coming out at the end of the year in October, November. So them showing those off was obvious. Got more information and confirmation on the stuff. Of course, we saw the 4K 60 confirmation for Valhalla for Series X. And now that not only that, they moved up the release date for the next gen version, specifically for the launch date of the Series X and the Series S. And it's not coming out on or launching on the Series or the PS5 because we still don't have a date for that yet. So we'll probably find out more on that if there is one for it after we get a date for the PS5. But we found that interesting that's something that they were absolutely doing. And then of course they just said the same thing for Watchdog Legions. And then not only that, they also showed off that they are making a special DLC to bring back Aiden Pierce from the first game. And I think that Watch Dogs has kind of really improved from where the first game was, which a lot of people didn't like that how much better Watch Dogs 2 was. And now a lot of people are actually looking, quite a few people are definitely more interested in Legion because I definitely think that they kind of dropped the gloomy aspect of things that Aiden Pierce had in the first game. So I thought that was really cool. I'm glad Lemon mentioned Immortal Phoenix Rising or whatever. Because as soon as I saw that, I don't know if anyone else immediately thought of it, but I was just like, yo, is this God of Monsters? But when they said it was a different name, I was like, did they change it? Because we've seen a few games that changed their names after everything, and that was definitely one of them. And it definitely looks a lot better than what they showed off from it last year. So I'm really kind of interested to see because we saw it when they announced it at 2019 at E3 and everything at their Ubisoft showcase there. So I think it's going to be interesting what they do with that. We'd known about Splinter Cell season and Rainbow Six Siege. So that was absolutely coming because they've had that announced for a while with Operative Zero. Uh, it's a cool thing for them to now have the World League for Siege. Siege is definitely top of the esports scene, so it's really good to kind of see how they keep continuing to do that. But I've been right, and everyone keeps trying to think that it's going to happen, but I say that it's not happening anytime soon. Splinter Cell has absolutely been left alone for a while. We didn't have any real Splinter Cell game this generation because I think Blacklist was still technically 360 PS3 era right before the Xbox One and the PS4. So we didn't even get a Splinter Cell in the past 7 years. It's probably going to be a while before we get another Splinter Cell if we didn't get one for an entire generation. So people need to just kind of deal with that because they want to put Sam Fisher in every other game but his own. But I'm really excited for Scott Pilgrim. Scott Pilgrim was absolutely one of my favorite arcade games back on the 360 PS3 era. I have all the graphic novels. I have the movie. I was like, I love the original by Brian O'Malley, and plus I love the soundtrack from Monomonoguchi. Was absolutely amazing. So I
Hell
can't
yeah! I
wait.
still have that on my
So
phone.
yes, I was about to say. So the fact that I haven't been able to play it because it's now backwards compatible and it's been delisted, except for the fact that I still have it on my original 360, made me real sad. But now that they're bringing it back, has me super excited because the fact that a couple weeks ago we saw Brian O'Malley saying it's been 10 years since the game's been delisted, still no word, and the fact of how much more ramp up that there's been about Scott Pilgrim you know that there had to be something in the works with it. So I'm glad
Now,
that they're bringing it back.
let me ask you this question though, Bloody. Now, or anybody on the panel. So, okay, so what about this? Because I mean, I don't know if everybody on the panel has got this game, but I know that I mean, majority of us do because I have it. Are we going to have to rebuy this game? Which I don't. I mean, or is
Yeah,
it?
this is a new port, let's say.
It's a new port. Okay, yeah, because it's
Yeah,
not a
but it's on all
remaster
the
or
modern
nothing. Yeah,
platform.
yeah.
It's been
Okay.
delisted. They couldn't do anything before.
Okay,
Now
so we're gonna
he
have
has
to
got the rights
rebuy
to
it
the
again.
game now.
So yeah,
Yeah,
so do anybody know what the price is going to be?
14.99.
Oh,
I was
okay,
surprised
so
to
that's
see that
not
it
bad.
wasn't 20
That's
because it's
not
got the
bad.
DLC with the online, of course, and all of that. But 14.99,
Yeah.
they already worked
Well, now see
this
that
holiday.
that part sucks is that you get well, I mean, if they asked for 20 or 30, then I wouldn't
No,
get it. But it's
the
14 or
game
15.
itself, I think originally was like 10 or 15, and I
Yeah, it
think
was
the
10
DLCs
bucks.
were like,
It was 10
yeah,
bucks.
$10, and then
Yeah.
I think the DLCs were like a buck or a buck 50.
Yeah, they
So
were really cheap. Yeah.
they're not going to do more than 20 or anything. At most, I think that they would do is 15.
Yeah. So well, I'm definitely going to double dip because I mean, I don't like that aspect of it when it comes to the business side of it when it comes to gaming because I mean there was really nothing that anybody could do. And it really wasn't the gamer's fault that supported the game and bought it because they had whatever type of feud that they had. But
It
Yeah,
wasn't a
if
feud. It
Ubisoft,
wasn't a feud. No, it wasn't a feud. It was the fact that they lost the licenses and they
uh,
had it pulled because of the fact
uh,
that the creator Brian O'Malley didn't have the rights to the game
mhm.
and Ubisoft did, and Ubisoft never renewed the licenses for the music with Anamanaguchi. That's why they haven't done anything. It's the same reason why Alan Wake got pulled off
Well,
of
it's still, I mean, it's still an
God.
internal issue with that's to pertain to some kind of dispute. You know what I'm saying? I'm like that's the thing that I'm saying.
Well, the
Like, I mean,
thing is that
that has nothing
the
to do with the gamers that already bought and supported the game, though. That
well,
part
okay,
sucks. But
well, that
you know, I
aspect
understand
of
about
it,
the
like
license and stuff. But
if Ubisoft still had the rights or whatever, if all that behind the scenes, whatever it was, for Scott Pilgrim,
mhm.
didn't exist, it would have still been on the Xbox 360, like purchasable
store.
and
Yeah, it would have been
playable,
on the stores
right? Because anybody who still has it, can still play it. I own it and I can still play it,
as
but
long as you still have it
right.
downloaded.
And so when they were doing, no, you could still re-download. You could still re-download games even if they're not listed anymore. Always been like that. But my point I'm making is that if it wasn't ever delisted like that to this whole time when Microsoft was doing the whole backwards compatibility for 360 games, you could be sure that Scott Pilgrim would have been among them. And maybe we wouldn't have had to go through this, but at the same time, we also wouldn't have the game on other platforms unless Ubisoft decided to do that work, which may or may not have happened
But
if it was
it was on the
compatible.
PS3. It was on both the PS3 and the 360.
Yeah, but Sony isn't really too hot with
Yo,
backwards
listen, let's
compatibility.
get off
That's
the
really not
subject.
a
Whatever happened, happened. Let's
yeah.
keep it pushing,
Yeah.
man.
So now that they've worked this out on how to report the game, boom, it's on every system. I know I'm buying it at least
all
twice.
right, so check this out. Check this out. I gotta give a major shout out to somebody, man. I was gonna type and say what's going on, but for this person right here, I gotta give a major shout because this was if there was anyone that supported me at the time when I was first starting off on YouTube, this guy right here was the one. And you know what I'm saying? I gotta give a huge shout out to my old you know what I'm saying to my old motherfucker from We Game here, man. Rise and Grind, bro. Where have you been? Where have you been, brother? Where have you been? Like this, like when we go back to the days of the old We Game here days, it was Kid Smooth, and for me it was my boy Xbox 448, and it was Rise and Grind and Big Kahuna. Those were the guys that like that. That was my dudes right there. That was my dudes. Me and Bot, we still cool. Me and Kid Smooth, we still cool. I have not heard from you. Y'all have not heard from you, bro. Where have you been? What's going on with your graphic guide? That's another one of my boys right there. Matter of fact, everybody on the panel, you just got to give a big shout out to our boy graphic guide. You know what I'm saying? What's going on? The true, the real J Dubs. I don't know. I don't even know why Kratos it took my boy J Dubs name, but the real J Dubs. You know what I'm saying? The graphic god himself. What's going on? He graces us. What's going on, man? But Rise and Grind, man, what's going on with you, brother? What's going on, man? I'm glad that you're around, that you're doing good. I hope everything is right with you. You know what I'm saying? Miss you, bro, man. You need to be out here in these gaming streets, man. You need to come back. Revitalize yourself, brother. Revitalize yourself. You had a great voice. You had a great voice in the gaming community, man. You kept it positive. You kept it real. So I just wanted to give a shout out to my boy, man, because he was, you know what I'm saying? Rise and Grind was a real dude, man. I really, you know what I'm saying? And many others from We Game here, man. Those were the old days. Those were the old days, for real. But anyway, but go ahead. I know that we're about to really get ready to move on. I just wanted to just say on this point right here is the Splinter Cell aspect of it is just no different than any other game that a lot of people are anticipating to want to see, right? Like I think, I mean, when you look on the Xbox, there's tons of games that Xbox could jump into from the older, from the OG Xbox to even now. I even was making this point to a couple of people this week. I think maybe I don't know if I said this on Womenhood or if I said this on next podcast, but I was saying that look, if they brought back um the old Xbox game, what was it? Something Frenzy. What was that game called? Something
Fusion Frenzy.
Fusion Frenzy.
Fusion Frenzy. That was really Fallout guys before Fallout guys became popular. Just think if Xbox brought back Fusion Frenzy and it was
Well,
a
that was just
multiplayer game.
that was just a party game, kind of like Mario Party and all that.
Right, but I'm saying, but I mean that's what Fallout guys. It's just a party game. I mean that's all that it is. It's just a party game. It's really fun. It's cute. But if you brought back a game kind of like if Xbox gets so much potential to bring back a lot of these titles to get people to jump on board. And bring a new sensation to the next generation or to the newer generation of gamer. I don't know. I don't know who what, you know, if they've talked about it or if they looked at it from one standpoint or another. But I mean, there's plenty of games that's come out, and I mean PlayStation as well. But at least PlayStation has tapped in and started to bring in more of their older titles. When he brought, you know, the game, Shadow of the Colossus. You know, now Demon Souls is coming back. You know, and then they're bringing what was the other game with the skeleton that was running around? I forget the name of that game. Nobody didn't buy it, but it still was cool for them to bring it back.
Medieval.
Yeah. So I mean, if you bring back those type of games, there will be an audience. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it doesn't really matter about the sales. It's just the fact that people will. The nostalgia of those games. I mean, look at Odd World's Odyssey. Those games are starting to come back. They were really popular back in the old PlayStation 1 days. So I think if Xbox can tap into that market as well, then they will. Splinter Cell is going to come back. It's just that there's whatever reason that Ubisoft is having, they probably wanted to give it to the right team so they can make it the best that they can. And they probably are still, and they're probably working on the game right now. We don't know. They probably just felt like this generation that we're in right now just didn't cut it enough for what their expectations was. So it might come out this generation. So I wouldn't give up hope on that game. I think that they're just milking it because they know that the game is really popular, and Ubisoft is real crafty and smart about, you know, making profit off of stuff. I mean, Watch Dogs 2, Bloody, I thought Watch Dogs 2 was really good.
Sleeper for me.
Yeah,
it
was a sleeper. Yeah, Watch Dogs 1, I didn't like the character. So I hope that this character I hope Aiden is a little bit more it's not so caught up into his past. And, you know, he could be gruff. I don't mind a gruff character, but he was a little bit too gruff. So much so that I didn't even want to finish the game. I was kind of like, this dude's an asshole. I don't even like this character. So I hope that they reinvent him a little bit. And then if and that they're bringing him back, that's cool. And if they want to bring him back into another Watch Dogs or just kind of keep adding him into other Watch Dogs in the future, I think that would be great. I don't know. Anybody else got any last points they want to say on this before we move on to the main topic?
Let's go.
All right, let's get it. Lemon was already ready to go. Let's get it. All right, so this is it. We only got 2 topics. So tonight we're going to just ride out on this on the Xbox Series S. It got revealed. It was the worst kept secret known to man. But what got everybody up in an uproar in a positive way or a negative is the price. And the Series S, they came out like a thief in the night, dropped a price of $299, which some people were speculating that was what it's going to be. There was other people that were, you know what I'm saying, that we won't mention names around here. That made bets, but they they didn't feel that there was going to be a Series X because there was the Xbox One X. And why would you have another console to alleviate that? But now that's all in the wind. The Xbox One X is discontinued. The Sade edition of the Xbox One
I'm on a
S
podcast. What is it?
is gone, and
I'll tell
that's
you in a
it.
minute.
So it is what it is. So all right, so I'm gonna go to you, PK, because you over here talking first, and so so let's just start off first and just think what was your when you first heard about the price point and that the Xbox One S or well, the Xbox Series S was real. What was your thoughts right off the bat, man? What did you think? Oh, he went away.
I think actually when he was speaking, it was because he was being interrupted, and now I'm being interrupted. Isn't
All
that
right,
great?
all right. So I'm gonna go to 108 Dragons. 108 Dragons. What
Sorry,
did
I
you think? What did you think?
Yo, PK back.
Is he back? Oh, you eating? So is it, well, I mean, what's going on here, man? So nobody's prepared, ready? Nobody's ready?
Well, I'm ready.
Okay, well go ahead.
so
Whoa, oh,
Well,
so
okay.
PK just came back. I
oh,
ain't
okay.
start, so you might as well let him
Okay,
go.
go ahead, PK. Go ahead.
So I was just saying like I think it's awesome that um they finally, I mean, it was a leak, right? Or maybe some sort of, I think it was a leak and then they
It
just
wasn't
played
me.
on it. Well, it appeared that way, right? So which was pretty cool. Um what I think is that I love the fact that they played on it and went in and actually showed us this is a perfect price for this system. And I made a video about this, but there's some things that stand out to me. One, this is the same price as a Nintendo Switch, a next gen console. A next gen console, the same price as a Nintendo Switch. What more can you ask for right now? What can you ask for? Because this is giving you next gen, and it's for $300. I think that that is not only a very good price range for this type of, and like I said before, you've never seen anything like this. This is the first time you ever seen we go into the new console generation with two SKUs on both sides. Two SKUs on both sides. Never seen that before. But I'm super excited it happened, and I can't wait to definitely check out what's coming next. And that's all I got to say right now. I mean, there's so much to talk about, but I'm super excited. I was super surprised. I like how they played it. And then if you watch the commercial, I mean, the music alone will catch you. The music alone is dope. So, yeah, that's all I got to say on that one.
All right, what about you, 108? What I mean, we're definitely going to go more in depth about everything that's going on, but just for your initial thoughts when what was going on with you when you first heard it, uh, you know, yeah, just what everything that you when you first heard about that this was actually a real thing and the price point, man. What is your thoughts on
First of
that?
all, I said if there is a second system, they're gonna be aiming at 1440p, 120.
Hmm.
One reason. I looked at this as the best valued system for next gen for one reason. 2018, everybody buying these new TVs with 1440p, 120 frame second TVs with
Hey,
no
hold
device.
on. Before you start getting into the TV discussion, there was somebody on your throat in the comment section from when we was talking earlier this week that was just saying that you was absolutely wrong on everything that you were saying. But I'm just letting you know so
And
I can
guess
fire
what?
you up.
I
I can
don't.
fire
I don't.
you up.
I, nah, nah.
I
I'm
mean,
not even.
so I can
I'm not,
fire you
I'm not,
up. Get
nah,
ready.
it's not gonna
Cause
work.
okay,
It's
all
not
right.
gonna
I'm just
work.
saying because
I
they were
don't
just
talk for
saying
now.
that you
I
was
don't talk. I don't
absolutely
talk.
wrong about
I don't
everything that
talk.
you said.
It doesn't matter what they said
Oh, I got you. I'm just saying.
because
I'm
you
just
said
wanted
you
to let
said
you
it
know.
already. You said it 3 times.
Well,
It don't matter.
I want to get you fired
I
up.
don't
That's what
speak.
it was.
I don't speak to novices.
Ooh. Ooh.
That's it. Because I
You
don't speak
tell 'em.
my opinion. I speak the facts. If you don't like the facts, blame your pocket. Don't blame me. Now, back to what I was saying. What Microsoft did, and Phil Spencer and the team at Microsoft, what they did is they're saving a lot of people from having to upgrade their TVs because I told you next gen was going to be expensive. To take advantage of these systems, you're going to have to match it with a TV that could do what these systems can max out at. But with bringing a system that's aiming at 1440p, 120 hertz, there's a lot of people with TCLs. There's a lot of Samsungs last year. There's a lot of Sonys last year. There's a lot of LG OLEDs last year that have 1440p panels aimed at the 120 frame market. Now, all those people have been saved by Microsoft. That's the first thing that came to my mind because it's bang for buck now. Because anybody buy a Series X and want to take advantage, you got to buy you got to buy a TV to match. I know you. And on the PC side of things, you got people out here who bought 1440p monitors with HDR in it at 120 hertz, at 140 hertz, and 44 hertz and higher. All of those people are saved. They ain't got to upgrade nothing. They can get this system and go bang for buck because the Xbox One X does this already. 1440p at 120, and one of the games that utilizes it is PUBG, one of the first games to utilize it. But now that the developers have something to aim at, they could keep games, they can keep games aimed at that 1440p at 120 hertz. And more people have that than they have TVs that's 4K 120 hertz. That's just what it is. These TVs this year is releasing big time with that. But yeah, that's what I thought. I said, man, they save a lot of people's behinds. A lot. Because you see, things are becoming real pricey. If you got to buy a system, you got to upgrade your TV, that's a lot of money. And with a memory card? Whoa.
Yeah.
All right. So that's how I looked at it. It's an excellent situation. They sold hundreds of thousands of TVs and monitors combined at 1440p last year.
Okay, so
Thousands.
there's somebody in the chat that keeps on just kind of going in and saying, talking about 4K TVs can display 1440p, but ain't no damn 1440p televisions. Only monitor.
Yeah, that was just slip of his words, but yeah.
Oh my
He knows.
God.
He knows.
Oh my God.
Right.
Oh my God.
You got to
Okay.
understand. You just welcome to the
Yo,
world.
listen.
You know how.
Welcome
that
to the
works.
world of people that don't know. The TCL 635 series just came out. It's a 4K TV that has a 1440p 120 hertz mode. Go look it up. Just came out. 635 is the model. So when you debate somebody, please know what you're talking about. Give me some reference because I can throw the numbers at you. I can throw the TV sets that only do 1440p.
No. He's saying that you said that the panel was 1440p, but
no, there's 4K panels in them, but they own that from last year. They only do 1440p output though. They don't have all of the HDMI 2.1 features for 4K 120.
Right.
That's a fact.
Right.
Yep.
Right. No, I just seen the dude.
I don't want to get fired up. I just ate a 2.5 inch steak, T-bone steak. I'm full. I'm trying to be easy.
Bro, no, it ain't. This the internet. You know it ain't gonna be easy. So you should have waited. You usually do it late at night. You should have waited. You should have held on. I don't know why you want to always eat during the show.
I didn't eat all day, son. I've been running around
We're an hour and a half early.
I'm sorry.
We're an hour and a half early.
But I'm done. Okay, that's why I wanted PK to finish, because by the time he finished, my steak, the bone was in my dog mouth. Pause.
Okay. Well, all right. Anyway. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't worse for reacting that way than
bro,
anything else.
That can go a whole nother damn direction. But anyway,
listen,
PK.
Just go look at them numbers, man. Go look at them numbers before you come in here challenging me.
Okay.
Nah.
That's okay. PK, go ahead and finish up your point, brother.
I forgot where I was at.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. Never mind. Hold on. Let me go ahead and just get this from Sir X Man. He says, here's my friends on GRG. Don't be smart. Don't be a smart ass lemon. Just making jokes. Love you, bro. So that's it.
Oh, that's who said that?
Yeah. That's
oh, my bad. I would have never answered him. I thought somebody was trying to attack my knowledge. I'm smart as hell.
Oh my goodness. All right. So All right, so PK, once you get that point, you can just go ahead and let us know. But let me go ahead and go to
Goddamn
you
X man.
let me go to you, Slayer. What is your thoughts about this whole situation in the sense of, we're just starting this off. When you first heard about this, and what was your initial thoughts when it was $2.99?
Well, this was the worst kept secret ever. I earned a nice bottle of premium whiskey off of that, by the way. Oh yeah. So because this happened right after the holiday on Monday, and I was, steak and beer on Monday, so I was donezo. And something happened at 4 o'clock Tuesday morning. Something in me said, "Wake up, wake up! You need to go and look." And Brad Sams had just posted a video on the situation 9 minutes earlier, and I'm like, it's about time. $2.99. Oh, that means the Series X is $4.99. It got to be, because a lot of folks were scared, myself included, that it was going to be $5.99, and thus this, Series S being $3.99. But once I saw that price, and then the rumor came out immediately after that they both be released when they would release, and confirming these prices, and so it was just justification, validation, just all at once. Like, whoa, Microsoft is about to blow minds with this. This price is, oh my, all the features are there, but at 1080p, 1440p, up to 120 hertz. All the features, and it could upscale it to 4K if you have a 4K TV, or a monitor, or display in general. So, it got you. If you're a grandma who's going to buy a present for their son or daughter, or grandson or granddaughter this holiday, or parent who don't want to spend a lot of money, this fits so many people. This system may outsell the Series X off of that alone, and with very good reason. So this is just, that perfect move right there, to
Can I
take over the
interrupt you quick?
generation.
Can I
Yes.
interrupt you? First of all, I put up those numbers up there about Steam. You know what the second highest frame rate played on Steam is? 1440p, 120 hertz, 120 frames.
Yep.
Everything else was 1080p, and
TCL, now I got the LG.
1% was 4K. That's why Microsoft did it. They know those numbers too. It makes sense, because if you gaming in 1440p, that means you have a 1440p what? Monitor. Facts.
Right.
They just saved a lot of people.
Now Emmanuel
And
is
think
saying,
about this.
K Mega
Hang on.
inciting. Pay attention. Okay, so now it's
Hey.
on me. Also, I'm just going by what you posted, bro.
No, you instigating is what he said.
Oh, is he instigating? Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, you
I'm
instigating.
Get your vocabulary up, brother.
bro. I'm over
Lemon,
here. I'm
Lemon.
over here playing. I'm over here playing.
Think about this,
Wasteland 3.
right?
Let's go.
I was like, the One X already supported 1440p. They made that.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, is that, just to go with it, they've been aiming to support 1440p because they made that update a while back after the One X launched to support 1440p monitors.
But you know what's crazy? You know why 1440p is supported higher than 4K? Because to build a 4K PC is expensive. 1440p is way in the budget of, reasonable financially. You know what I'm saying? That's what matters. You don't have to go out there and spend a car note to make a PC 1440p. You really don't. It's actually a reasonable situation. It really is. So, it's a good thing they did it, man. It's excellent, man. It's excellent for the consumer. It's definitely consumer friendly, man.
No doubt.
I feel sorry for people like me.
Oh wow. All right. What do you think, Bloody? What was your initial thoughts when you first heard about the price point, and then that it was actually a real thing once it was brought out?
We've known about the codename Lockhart for almost 2 years, and actually we've really known about it since they started talking about Scarlett after the launch of the Scorpio with the One X. We've always known that Scarlett was going to be a family of devices. They've always said family of devices, plural. We knew that Anaconda was going to be the beefier version, and we've known Lockhart has always been the other codename thrown around, even though they never said anything about it. But we know that they've always been kind of playing the multiple kind of console kind of game. And look at who was the first one to follow suit of what they did with having a streaming console and a dedicated hardware console. with what they did with the 1S and then the 1S all digital. PS5 did the same thing during their showcase of when they showed off the PS5 consoles. There's with the disc and all digital. So the fact is, we knew that they were going to make a very big premium device because that's the word that Phil always kept using. The Series X is a premium console. It is a premium device for the hardcore, which we fit in. But this doesn't count little Jimmy and little Susie and grandma trying to figure out what to get them for Christmas. No, they're gonna get them the product that's a fair price that is whatever they're looking for. And right now we know that the consoles and digital sales is more makes up more than half, almost I think three quarters or almost four fifths of all sales now. Physical media is not really selling anymore outside of collectors who either go for physical collectors editions and then end up double dipping anyways and getting digital licenses and digital purchases later on, or those who go after physical media such as 4K Blu-rays. This is the eventual way it was going to go. So the fact is that they made a console in mind alongside the Series X to have all of the same features and built around those features and mindset, just without the need of all the extra beefier hardware. It doesn't need as much RAM. It has still a CPU that is comparable, just slightly slower, but it still has a high speed on it. It still has a very fast SSD, a customized SSD that's built using the same architecture and design that was made in its very, very more powerful sibling. There was nothing about this console that was forgotten or overlooked. Made this console in mind with the fact that they were aiming for 1080 1440p 60 up to 120. And here's the thing, they have it built in with a high end uh physical upscaler baked into the motherboard, and they also support 4K streaming just like the 1S does right now for content on Hulu, Netflix, all of that stuff. It already supports 4K streaming and it has the 4K upscaler like I said, for games. It's just not going to push for native 4K with all the upgraded textures and assets and things like that. No, it is aiming with lower end or that 1080 1440 assets and assets and textures and stuff like that, and focusing on those by making it run more consistent and faster for those monitors and for those lower end TVs that have that 1440 uh, mode, or even upscaling, but it's still going to try and aim for that lower end aspect. This is going to make it more easier as an entry point into the ecosystem. It is not built with all the high end goodies that the hardcore gamer or collector is interested in, like us. That's just a sheer fact of. That's why it's priced at 299. That's why you look at the fact of the Series X is 499. It is meant to obviously be the high end. It's replacing what was the 1X, which again launched at 499. There's no doubt of what these consoles were made from the outset, and the goals and the prices that they were aiming for.
No, no doubt about that. No doubt about that at all. I think that it's I think you make a really great point. I think everybody makes a really great point. I mean, the price point alone is what makes this console special. Um, I just wanna read a couple of things, and I want to get y'all's guys' perspective on this. Somebody tagged me, of course, and I think that they thought that it was going to be a negative because it's just what they do. I don't know why is it that I could post today is going to be a great day. You know what I'm saying? And somebody is going to come and say Xbox sucks. L Mega. You know what I'm saying? All Xbox has no exclusives. That's just the reality that that I have right now. It's just that there's people that just want to be in the negative with everything. So when they post, so I get a post that's talking about the Xbox Series X will not will not do 4K. Will do not do backwards compatible games in 4K. I'm going to read this point right here because I think everybody kind of laid it down, and I want to get everybody's perspective on this as well. But here it goes. All right, so it says the Xbox Series X was designed to be the most affordable next gen console and play next gen games at 1440p at 60 frames to deliver the highest quality backwards compatible experience consistent with the developer's original intent. The Xbox Series S runs the Xbox One S version of backward compatible games. This makes complete sense, honestly. The Series S is not a 4K console, so it will not get the 4K enhancements. Even so, there will still be upgrades for the Series S owners and adopters of the console likely to do not likely uh, do not have the ability to play games in 4K in the first place, while the Series S is an attractive console with the $299 price tag. If you want the experience with 4K games, the Series X is the way to go. Now, PK, explain this to me. Why is it that people are trying to now I mean, the price point is right. I mean, it is an entry. It's one of those. It's an entry level into the next gen. Why is it that there are people out here that's trying to put the Series S into this box of, well, it's not good enough for the consumer, even though it's already been stated not only from Microsoft but also in other from DualShockers right here is that, look, this is not a 4K machine. This is a 1440p machine that will have enhancements. Why is it that people are trying to downplay this and try to knock the Series S off?
Well, as far as talking for what other people do, I'm not sure.
Hmm.
I do know that some people may be a little jealous, and some people have crazy minds. But honestly, most of the people who speak on this are either not PC gamers and or do not understand how development works. Because let's be real, it's the same architecture, it has the same whistle and bells, all the same features. It's just lower clocked with uh, so all the textures and everything going to be smaller, right? 4K
Hmm.
has a lot more data to put on the screen, especially at those frame rates. So it requires more horsepower. But just like on PC, where you have minimum specs, and you have minimum specs that this game can run, and then you have recommended specs. It's the same game. It runs on the same thing, but because they are on multiple different kinds of combinations, that's why they have minimal and maximum recommended spec. I don't know how many games are made just for the recommended specs only, and no one has access to it. That's not ideal. You you definitely want it to make sure that the game can run um, efficiently on the minimum specs. The good thing with the Series S is using the same Zen 2 architecture, so it's already more efficient than most people's PCs out there. So generally, this is next gen, and it's a closed environment. So it's doing better than what most people do with their consoles that we're talking about, and that's what I'm getting at. It's like um, they don't understand what it's like because they don't game on PCs and don't understand. If you can make a game run on a Switch, why wouldn't it run on a Series S? If you can make a game run on someone like that has a 970, why couldn't it run on a Series S? My thing is, it's the same ideal, except we're moving the goalposts forward because now we have a stronger machine that is built for efficiency. It doesn't need to hit 4K, so you can use those resources for other things. Now you don't need a big machine. You can have a small machine and do a lot of things. Think about it. It's a 7 nanometer, uh, or AMD makes a 7 nanometer CPU that outperforms the bigger CPU, or that's twice the size, right? So it's all about what do you do with this resources. So it's to me, as far as the people responding that way, I think they're just um, grossly misinformed, and they need to look at gaming outside of just the boxes they play on and see it from the long run.
Yeah, no, I mean, I totally agree with that. Sir X Man in the chat, he says, this is for you, Lemon. He says, Lemon, question. Do you agree that the regular Xbox S is still an option for people because they still manufacture it and it has a 4K player probably for about 150. I want your opinion, my friend. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure this is something that we were going to get into anyway. So we'll start off with you, Lemon, on that aspect. What do you think?
They're not. They're not manufacturing the S no more. They're just selling off what's left. And no, it's not a viable option because I don't care about it as an upscaler. It doesn't really do native 4K for even for movies. So
Okay, so
it just reads the disc. That's not really a viable option at this point.
okay, so you basically kind of look at it like I do, is that the S is it's just pretty much for a Black Friday, maybe for the
Yeah,
first quarter of the year, first second quarter of the year before it's gonna pretty much fade out. This is something that we kind of talked about earlier
right.
this week. Yeah, so
Remember
uh,
last time somebody brought it up on GRG, and I tell you my people at GameStop, let me see the information, and
right, you did say
yeah,
that. You did say
they're
that.
not
Yeah.
manufacturing no more. They're just selling off what they got left.
Okay. All right. All
They're
right.
not manufacturing no X's either.
Oh, really? Well, I don't
Nah,
know. They're
it's dead.
already gone because when you look
Yeah,
on the
they're gone.
Xbox store through you go through Xbox and look at their store, it's out. It's gone, Jack.
Yeah, they're not bringing it
It's
back.
not there.
It's
It's not
over.
there. And the Sade edition is also finito Clayton's as well. So,
Yeah.
all right, cool. Uh, so yeah,
Well,
so Sleepy Goblin says, "Damn it, Mega, never say it's going to be a great day, sir." I get it. I get it. I do get it. But anyway, so again, all right. So let me. I'm gonna go ahead and go back to you on this one as well, and everybody can kind of jump in if they want to. You can be the roundhouse table of it. But why is it that the price point at one particular time is always, you know what I'm saying, Xbox has been getting so much, so much praise from a lot of people, even from PlayStation fans on this. But why is it that there's so many people out here all of a sudden that now trying to uh, take away from what you know what I'm saying, from the point standpoint that Xbox is bringing an entry level. They're saying this. They've made it clear this is an entry level console to the next gen for people that want an affordable console. Why is it now that everybody's trying to make this out to be something different? Like, well, it doesn't have the same capabilities of what the Series X has. I mean, why is now people are trying to downplay this console all of a sudden?
because they need something negative to say. I'm gonna give you an example.
Yeah.
The 2080 and the 2080 Ti from PC, right?
Uh huh.
Isn't there a 3070?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, excuse me, isn't there a 2070?
Yes.
That has ray tracing, right?
Yes.
Is it as capable as the 2080 and the 2080 Ti?
Yes.
It's no, it's not.
What
Not with resolution.
are you talking about? Are you talking about?
But it
Well,
has everything else.
it has everything else. That's what I was going to
That,
say. Yeah.
so when people, like I always say, it always reflects their intelligence when they say nonsense, because when you look at things just from a GPU standpoint, which that's basically the difference, and a little bit of RAM, but at the end of the day, you ain't spending that extra $200 for that RAM and that GPU, you know. So like I said, for people that bought TVs in 2018, 2019s, they matched this machine perfectly. All monitors, which they sold the most 2K. It's really 2K. They sold the most 2K monitors in the history of PCs being around last year. Okay, that was regular console gamers with the X and PC gamers. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Everybody was looking for that refresh rate. So you get do you get smart delivery? Even though you might not have 4K textures, you surely gonna have 2K textures, which still looks phenomenal. You're gonna have the velocity architecture still in there, right? You still got the dedicated ray trace hardware in there. So what is people talking about? These are all next gen features, because if you got an Xbox One X, you ain't getting none of that. None of that is in the Xbox One X. So when people say, "Oh, it don't have the same features," what features you talking about? Resolution? That's the only thing they possibly could be talking about, because I know the machine is capable of doing up to 120 frames, right? So what feature could they possibly be talking about? Unless we want to make this a resolution gate all over again. That's what it sounds like to me. Because that's the only
game
thing
they're gonna lose this generation.
listen,
They better
but
watch out with that.
that's the only thing that's the
That's-
difference between the
That's
machines.
where I wanted somebody to go.
And 299 has been the magical number for a console.
Gate 2.0.
Let me get in on this.
Oh yeah,
Let me
go
get
ahead.
in
This is
on
the round table.
So,
Anybody can jump in. Yeah.
First
go
and
ahead.
foremost, let's get back to the root question you asked. Why they doing that? We already know
why is this coming
These
out?
are their talking points. They're trying to change the narrative. They're trying to spin the fact. They were trying to do what I was saying to you earlier on before when we was in a little pre-show huddle there. Like, they're lying basically they're being dishonest with the truth. They're trying to present, hey, it can't do the backwards compatible games in 4K. It was never advertised as a 4K system. It's a 1080p, 1440p system.
They don't even say 1080p. They really don't say that. They say 1440p. But everybody else is saying 1080p.
Right, but they're not saying 4K. That's the point.
It's not.
Right, because it's not. So what are you talking about? These are just talking points. They're trying to control the narrative. So even though you could say the facts until you blue in the face, they already got this narrative already head up to destroy whatever you're saying. It's just bullshit. That's all it is.
But again, on that note, Microsoft can never do right, because when the Xbox One X came out, and they got native 4K games with 4K textures, resolution didn't mean nothing. So make your mind up.
Right.
What is your argument? You go. Exactly. They like a seesaw. They go back and forward.
PK, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say that most PC gamers don't game on 4K anyway. It's kind of like a normal thing.
1%.
And all I'm saying is because they want the frame rate. They don't care about resolution. They don't care about. They just want the performance. So when it comes down to it, all I'm saying is it's really crazy for them to want to talk about, well, it can't do this and can't do that, when here it is, it's a next gen console with next gen features, CPU, everything. And I keep reminding you guys, the Switch is also priced at $300, and that's damn sure not. And that's damn sure not next gen.
Yeah,
not even the slightest. And let's just say, I made a video about this. There's no new games coming out for the Switch. No one's talking about this. What is the real reason of buying a Switch over a Series S right now?
Yeah, when you look at that price angle, I want to talk about that real quick. Like, just what you're saying there, it's $299. And what Lemon said earlier, most people on PC that's still the most popular card. I just got off of that card, the 1060.
The 1060.
That's what most people rock. And that's what the equivalent is with this Xbox Series S. That's what it is. That's what it is. When you look at, when you look at the Xbox One X, if you go on Amazon right now, you'll find it for $499, but they usually refurbish systems for that same $499. It's out of print. That machine is out of print. And
sure is.
And now we see why, because the Series X is going to be $499. Why would you buy that? So these folks who are saying, oh, but I could buy a One X and play backwards compatible games in 4K. Well, okay, if they didn't discontinue the One X and left it at that $499, or even if they dropped it by $100, well, the Series S is $299, and it's not in that 4K bracket. Once again, no matter how you look at it, this is just disingenuous. They're trying to change the narrative. It's that simple. When you look at the price.
PK, somebody in the chat said, is that live?
Yeah, what up?
Okay, what's up with you, live? A little late to the party, but that's okay. All
Okay, I'm
right.
confused.
Oh,
I was
snap.
like, what?
Yeah. You
Well, no,
said
no, no,
PK.
because well, no. I heard Livewire in the background. I heard him say, "Yeah," but no. Okay, so PK, somebody in the chat said, "I thought that they announced a new Zelda coming in November."
No, that is highly inaccurate. Okay,
Okay.
there's no new bangers for Nintendo. They only had two this year, and that was Animal Crossing and Paper Mario. They have their only announcement was to resell you old games you already own and arbitrarily create demand to make you buy them because they go out of print in March. I've never seen any game go out of circulation within 6 months, but they making it that way. So I could go on about this, but I'm highly upset about
No,
that.
no, no, we're not gonna do that.
No, no,
But
no, no, no.
what
But
I
yeah, just answer the question. But go ahead, PK.
but what I want to say is the Series in every shape and form outperforms the One X. Outperforms it. This is next generation. It's not the same machine at all. Again, this is Zen 2 architecture. I don't know. I know there's not a lot of PC guys, but GCN and Zen 2 is two different architectures, man. And this is way per wattage and performance. This is faster, more
Quantum leap is the
like
word.
it's yes. It's like buying a Corvette from the 1990s and then buying one today.
Hey, you can't be using car analogies. That's my thing.
I'm just
Mm.
saying it's
I'm playing PK.
it's like you can't compare the two. It's not the same. No matter how you
No,
look at it, it's not the same,
somebody
and it
hit
won't
me on
be.
Twitter with that. Yo, it's only 4 teraflops. I'm like, this is next gen stuff. It don't have to be the same six. It's double the power of the X.
Well, it's not counted as the same because
Right.
again, as Zen 2. If you want to see what teraflops look like in Zen 2, just say, it, man, I don't know. It's like 12. I don't know. And besides, Zen 2 is the CPU. I'm talking about CPU, GPU technology, and this is an APU, and this is way more efficient. This is why they're doing this because per wattage, you're getting more performance than anything they could do per wattage.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, go ahead, Livewire. I see you in here. What's going on with you, brother? What do you think about? Because the question that I was asking is, why is it that people are jumping on this whole situation now, trying to degrade the Series S as a console that's already been stated that it's a 1080p 1440p 60 frames and higher console, while they're trying to degrade it because it doesn't play games in 4K. Why is that?
It's just silly. Let
Talk
me
up,
let me
Bob.
jump back right back
There you
to
go.
real
There you
quick
go.
to what. Oh, you hear me? Oh,
Yeah,
no,
go
I
ahead.
said because they silly.
Hmm.
Let me jump right back to the previous point. People talking about 4 terabytes versus 6 terabytes. Bro, when you look at a kid,
Teraflops.
yeah,
Yeah.
teraflops, right?
Mhm.
Um, when a kid wears size 10, is that bigger than is that the same size as a man's size 10?
No,
Nope.
no.
Exactly. There it is right there. You're talking about two different things. Just because it says size 10 don't mean it's the same. And that's what people put their dummy hat on. Be like, well, obviously it wouldn't be the same because I mean that's boys and that's men. Well, bro, you talking about GCN versus RDNA. It's different. It ain't the same.
And
Well,
the
I mean,
numbers don't match up equal for equal either.
yeah, but that's the thing. People just, I find it interesting how people conveniently are dumb in certain things, but then are Rhodes scholars in others. Well, I can't figure out the difference between X and S, man. I mean, the ABCs, man. The S is so hard. It's so close to the X. I mean, it's so hard. I mean, it's can make it. It's complicated. But can make it, I need you to build this PC, man. Because I mean, why do console care? You can
Why
just
can't they
build
just
PC. It's super
admit
easy.
they're stupid and just like I can live
No,
with
it's
that? Why
not
you gotta
stupid.
lie?
Well, it's not.
It's lack of knowledge, and they're pretending to be tech people.
Well,
No, but they're being
It's
fake stupid.
misinformed.
no,
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 but
no, no,
they're
no,
being
no.
Halloween ain't
fake
here.
stupid.
Take off your fake tech suit.
This is the thing. This is the thing right here. There's
Willful ignorance.
well, yeah, right,
Yes,
live.
yes.
This is the thing, right? They listen to people that they think that knows more because they don't know. And so what they do is that they listen off of these narratives. They and then they come back. That's why I said that they're like a herd of cattle.
They all say the same line.
They all say the
Mhm.
same thing over and over. At least with, you know what I'm saying? Look, and I know that there's Xbox stands out there and they go out there and they say some crazy shit, right? But this is the thing here overall is that when you bring one point, one scenario up, you get from the PlayStation stands about 20 or 30 to maybe 100 of the same standpoints. They always say the same thing, and we're definitely going to break it down when we get to the next point, especially talking about the PlayStation Now compared to the Game Pass. But I want to still stay on this factor. Is it's that they don't know. They just listen to people that actually sound like they know what they're talking
Right,
about.
but also fits within their worldview.
Right.
That's what
Instead
They
of their
say the
worldview, instead of
narrative that
logic.
they want them to say, so they adapt themselves to their
Right.
nonsense.
Right,
There's
exactly.
there's this new thing that I've been seeing coming from PlayStation stands is that they say, well, they don't want to. Xbox fans don't want to listen to a narrative because I mean they don't want to hear the truth because they are so desperate or want to hear something positive. When in all reality, all that they want to do is say something negative, and you want Xbox to fail. You know what I'm saying? I know that there's PlayStation fans. I know that there's Xbox fans out there that wants Sony to go away within the dust, right? To just get the Thanos snap, right? But for the majority of Xbox fans, all they want is Xbox to be validated for doing something positive, and PlayStation fans give them the props to say, look, this is it. We just want you to accept because there's a lot when you look at it from one stand to the other. There's more Xbox fans that give PlayStation props for what PlayStation does, especially over this generation, than anything Xbox has done. Even when Xbox has started have done things and moved things in the right direction, there's still PlayStation fans that claim to be neutral, but they refuse to give Xbox any type of positive vibes. I don't know, but go
Fake
ahead.
neutral. They're fake neutral.
They're
You
fake
know,
neutrals. Right.
it's like when two people are arguing and then one guy will be like, and he'll start saying all the typical things to act like, oh, okay, he's trying to squash the beef. He's saying the
Right.
things, but you could say, but you can see he's being completely dishonest. He really isn't trying to squash the beef, but he's trying to look like he's being good. And those fake neutrals, those are probably the worst of all. Because at least with the fanboys for one side, you was toxic or whatever. At least you know where they stand. At least you can stand. Well, not fully because even then it's mindless and senseless. But at least you see where it's coming from.
Right.
While these other guys, they're just being fake, and it's just like, who are you really with? You know?
Yeah. No doubt. Live. Did you want to continue to keep making your point on what you were saying?
Yeah, I mean, look, man. I, one of the things that I see with PlayStation diehard fanatics is like they feel like giving props to Xbox is like admitting Sony sucks at something, which it doesn't necessarily have to be that case, you know. And I mean, I guess that could be seen on both sides, but I think the situation is a little bit different. I feel that PlayStation guys have their mindset set that no, we can't give an inch. If you show any appreciation, then you're showing disloyalty to PlayStation, like some ridiculousness, right?
Yeah.
And then you have the Xbox guys that are so jaded by the way things have gone, especially this generation, that they are just like, you know what, they're harp on any mistake without like showing any like, but like, look, man, God of War's a good game. You know, it's said they'll just be like it's trash along with everything else. You know what I mean? Just because they just feel like a certain way about how everything has gone this generation. So it's kind of like it's bitterness on both sides. But then I don't know, man. I think to me, I look at people and I tell them, man, when your mindset is that critical, you might want to step away and calm down because I think you completely forgot the reason why we're doing this. You know, like when you saying that all the games suck except for the games on this box, I think you lost the point of why you're gaming in the first place. Unless I don't know. I mean, maybe you started gaming at a time where it was just popular. But I remember when I was growing up, it wasn't popular to necessarily game outside of sports games. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
No, no,
I think that,
that's a great point. I don't ever recall. Like I've never been. I've always, when it came to the Sega and Nintendo wars, I understand that was more of a corporate thing amongst the companies themselves because they were actually warring. But I never really hated Nintendo. Because I loved Nintendo for what they brought for the NES, but I wasn't a Super NES fan. I was a Sega fan
yeah,
more so. But of course, I've said this story before, but I'll say it again, and anybody can jump in on this if they want to, as well. Is that back then it was you went to your friend's house and they may had a Super Nintendo, and what you wanted to do was whoop their ass on their game. You wanted to punish them, and because they would talk shit about your Sega and say, look, this game got better graphics, blah 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 blah. This is the better console. I'm gonna beat you. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put these hands on you because I'm a Sega player. And then when they would come over to your house because they were a Super Nintendo fan, they wanted to put hands on this because they felt that they had a superior graphic console, even though you know what I'm saying the Sega was grimy. You know what I'm saying? We thugs over here. We got blood. Y'all can't. You know what I'm saying? Nintendo's over here for kids. Y'all can't even show blood. You know what I'm saying? And so it would be like, and then what would happen overall is that at Christmas time we would ask our parents, you know what I'm saying? Look, I want that Super Nintendo or I want that Sega. You know what I'm saying? Because you wanted to have the advantage. Plus there was games on both consoles that you could not get on the other, and you wanted to play both of those games, but still, be in that competitive spirit. It wasn't I hated Sega, I hated Nintendo. It was just because I liked Sega better, I liked Nintendo better, and I still want the other console. That's how it was in the 90s against the players.
yeah.
Yeah, now it's
True.
like
That's how
every
I was. You
yeah,
wanted
yeah,
it all.
yeah, you wanted it all. You
You
didn't
talk shit about one, but you really wanted
yeah,
both.
yeah, you wanted everything that was
No, no,
available
no, no,
to you.
no. Hold on. The narrative has not changed. Dude's pockets have.
Exactly.
I mean that part
That's
is
the
true.
difference. When
Well,
you
I mean,
own
yeah.
multiple
Well, yeah.
consoles,
People,
right?
yeah,
Like if you got
people
three
don't stay
consoles,
home with their
I don't know if it's
parents.
the
Well,
only
there's
thing.
some of
right?
these
Yeah,
clowns
no,
out
no,
here
When
that
you
still stay
never
with
mind.
their
when
You're
you
right.
parents.
You're
got
right. You're
three
right.
consoles or two consoles and holiday come and they dropping games on both plateaus,
Yeah,
you got bills, you got a car note, you got car insurance, stuff starts to add up. So now
Yeah,
you
but
make a single
I,
choice of
so,
I'm going with
Then you
PlayStation.
gotta defend your choice like you right and everybody else who
You
didn't
don't got to
choose your way is
defend
wrong.
anything.
right.
Singers are
But that's how
100%
they
right.
act.
They feel
That's
like
how
they
they
got
act.
to defend their choice. No, it's my choice. And
yeah,
I don't care what game I like. And we supposed to be playing games and having a good time and relaxing, not arguing. This is better. Yo, this is trash. Yo, I'll never play Halo. Yo, I can't stand Last of Us. Did you see what happened? It was a disappearing shoulder. Oh, come on. Jesus Christ.
Right. What was you gonna
yeah.
say, live?
You king of the A
No,
button, I'm king of the block button.
I was
Right.
saying like even if you had to put like I was always a Genesis guy. I mean
Hmm.
Sega guy. Once Sega Genesis came out, I rode that all the way out to the Dreamcast. But that didn't mean I didn't get a PlayStation and
Facts.
during that time, and it doesn't mean I didn't have a Nintendo 64 or GameCube. Now, granted, I grew up with brothers, so we all had our own systems. I had a Saturn, was a Saturn. My brother had a PS1, and my little brother had whatever the Nintendo was at the time. You know what I mean? So we always had something in the house, uh, like multiple versions of things. So you know, and even before then, middle school and high school, we had game rooms at my schools. So during you can for recess, you can go outside, run around, play basketball, or you can go to the game room, and that's where all the game heads went. They went to the game room. It didn't matter what console you had. They only had one console at the game room. So if you was a Genesis dude, only thing they had was a Nintendo. I think it was a Super Nintendo and then a Nintendo 64. So ain't nobody was gonna go in there and be like, "Oh, they just got a Nintendo 64. You know what? I'm going outside." Like, no, nobody's doing that, bro. Like, if you a gamer, you just gonna play what they got.
Right. Right. That's exactly what it is. And so I don't know, Bloody. I know you've been really quiet on this. I mean, do you got any takes that you got on this or at all?
with the whole.
I mean, just with the why is it that there's yeah.
It's the fact of just like everyone was mentioning, it's just popular to hate on Microsoft and Xbox. They had the talking points and all the love back during the 360 era, but after the failed steps at the beginning, or the fact of quote unquote failed steps at the start of the Xbox One and PS4 era.
There were failed steps. I mean, as an
again,
Xbox fan, there were failed steps at the beginning.
There were some, but not everything.
No, not everything, but there were failed steps. Right.
But the fact is, like I said, that's why I said quote unquote, to the fact that not everything that they did was a failed step. Because look at what they wanted to do back then and what's being done now. Literally everything they wanted to do and more, and people are just all over it. But again, it's a matter of timing. But the issue is, ever since then, both fans and media have not let off this factor that Microsoft has had this so-called downturn. And when they even go back to the 360 era and even to the OG Xbox, now it's all looked at with a very rougher light than it was, because back during that time there was a lot of support, there was a lot of interest, there was a lot of love, and a lot of praise. Yes, there was also success from Sony's camp from the PS2 and PS3 era. Even though PS3 had a rough launch, they turned that back around towards the end.
Eventually, yeah.
But the thing is, Xbox was still seen very, very well and perceived very well after the start of the 360 era, going through that whole generation, after they got a lot of recognition for what they were doing innovative wise with the OG Xbox, kind of picking up the reins of what Sega left over when Sega stepped down from the console making business, and how they were being innovative. The OG Xbox really stepped that up, and Microsoft really made the Xbox about innovation, really pushing things that many people did not know about. And what we're seeing with the Series S is truly something to behold. You're talking about a very efficient, very fast, very focused piece of hardware for a gaming console at one of the cheapest entry points. Everyone makes jokes about the TVs, right? All being, hey, guess what? You can get a 4K TV now at a very cheap price that you can get into that stuff. Yeah, that's true. And now you have a console that actually can help push
whoa.
Hang on.
No, Bloody. This is important. I got to stop you on this one. I'll let you respond to this, right? All right, so I'm looking on Twitter because I was looking for something so I could add to this conversation. And then somebody comes out here, and this is the bullshit that I talk about. This right here is why the gaming community is probably always going to be in flux, because they always want to paint a narrative. When you listen to other podcasts, even the podcast before that comes on right before us or at the same time as us now, since we moved up, you have people that scream the loudest the same ploy, and the people that try to have a different narrative, they get put into a box to where they can't be listened to. Let's just be real about it. So let me just go ahead and read this. It says, K-Mega, funny how you talk about narrative, yet on GRG, you have no one that deflects arguments. Shake my head. So far, everyone is an Xbox guy. So, of course, you are all on the same page. If it's going to be an Xbox podcast, keep it that way and not mention the negativity. Hashtag GRG. Bro, anybody want to comment on this shit? Like,
negativity? You mean the lies that we have to fight against? You can't even be
facts
about nothing.
Let me also ask this point. When do I? Hold on. Let me make this point. When do I ever try to put a muzzle on anybody's voice? When do I ever try to put him? I think PK just earlier, me and you sit there and just said, just on the Ubisoft thing, I agree. I disagree with you on this aspect of it because of the Splinter Cell situation. Other than me sitting here, and why is it that I don't have a situation to where if somebody has a disagreement, that I try to shut them up? Because if we have a disagreement, we have a disagreement. Go ahead, PK. Go ahead and say that. Like, come on, bro.
I'm
This is sad.
100% okay with people disagreeing with me. I mean,
Me neither. I don't have a problem with it. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, you know what I'm saying? This show is hosted by me, and I've had plenty of times where there's been somebody on the panel who has disagreed with me adamantly, and that is fine. I don't ever put a muzzle or ever try to have people overtalk that person that disagrees with my point of view. Matter of fact, when it comes to Stadia or if it came to anything else, if everybody on the panel felt that I was wrong, I got jumped on. It didn't matter who was on the goddamn panel. It doesn't matter. So that to me is ridiculous. I think you might need to put that and address that on some of those PlayStation sites, on those channels when they go to. When it's somebody that comes on and if they bring an Xbox guest, then somebody gets overtalked. They yell and they get loud and then they scream at the person to where they can't say shit. And that's when you look at a situation to where why should they even come onto those shows? Why should they even come onto those podcasts? Because if they can't open their mouth and adamantly say what they have to say to get their point across, to let other people that are objective listen to both sides. When we brought King Thrash on here, I made sure, even though there was people that had disagreed with what King Thrash was saying, he still got his voice out. And I made sure of that. So make sure that if you're going to go ahead and make those type of claims, be correct. You're a fraud. You're a liar. You have been claimed to be a liar. I'm not even going to say your name. You're irrelevant. But the point of the matter is trying to paint this podcast as the rest of that bullshit that other people listen to because they're popular, because of clicks. Get the fuck out of here. You're a joke. And the podcasters that do that clickbait shit are jokes as well. Make it be known. If you want to come after me, please do. I will shut your shit down like the ATF. I got all types of receipts. Go ahead and say what you got to say. If you go too far, I will put you in the dirt. I've been here long enough to know everybody's goddamn secrets. But go ahead. That's
Yikes.
bullshit. Listen. This is the thing here for me. I don't get too upset about certain things because I understand this is just the way it is. But when you sit here and you try to paint something, and then as this podcast, when I try to be as objective, the people on the panel have no idea how many PlayStation guys I've tried to come to and have to come onto this show that I've asked to come onto this show. I'm not begging a motherfucker to come to this show. This show is already fine by itself with the crew that it has. But when I ask PlayStation guys, oh man, I really appreciate the event. I really appreciate the event, man. I appreciate the invite. I really do, man. Damn, man. I will hit you back. I said, okay, I'll hit him up 2 weeks in advance. Then I hit him up in that first week. Oh man, I'll let you know. I hit him up that Monday. Okay, I'll let you know, man. I'm still got to check out my schedule. Then I hit him up that Wednesday. Some people don't even answer. Because you know why? Because they know if they come in here with some bullshit, they're gonna get questioned. And they're gonna get questioned properly. Because we want to make you expose yourself if you know what you're gonna talk about or not. And for the people that I would think that would want to cause an argument or make the podcast sound like some crazy Jerry Springer shit like other podcasts that you may listen to out there, I won't allow it. I just won't. Because everybody has a voice. And if it doesn't matter if they're a PlayStation fan or if they're an Xbox fan, if they're a PC fan, you have a voice. And it doesn't matter. And if you feel strongly about your opinion, then stand up and make that point. That's why K-Mega is never afraid to go on anybody's podcast. Because I will. Unless it's somebody that I just don't fuck with because they've went too far with their rhetoric. And I'd rather talk to them personally than sit there and talk to them on a podcast. That's how I feel about that.
All right, now we done went way left. So
bro.
I
I know. I'm done with it though. I'm done with that. But go ahead. Finish up the point. I can't stand shit like that. Just makes.
I don't even know what I was originally saying because you cut me off and went so far off.
I can't stand that.
All right, so let's move on.
We're moving on.
I mean, I didn't even get a voice on
But
anything.
no, but you got a
You
voice.
don't even remember.
But no, but
Because I don't remember what we
but
were
let
talking
but let
about.
bloody.
But we gotta remind you
Stop
all
it.
over again
Stop.
for you to start all over again.
Okay, but stop.
shit.
But no. But no. You just go back to the point because we're talking about the aspect of why
And
people are being
K-Mega,
so.
keep your ass off Twitter.
Bro, I'm always on Twitter. That's my spot. I love Twitter, but I just don't like suckers. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, but bloody, it's the point I was talking about of why is there so much negativity about something that's already been illustrated when it comes to the Series S.
Because people want to feel
thank you.
validated, or they'll feel
Right.
like they have that they're right on something that they weren't right on. So they're gonna try and fit some story to make it seem that they were correct on something without having the backing to put it up. So now everyone's, especially when we have the stats, the full breakdown of the hardware, what features are in the Series S. They're just like, oh, look at this, it's weaker than a last gen console. It's just like, no, as PK mentioned, it's more efficient because of the CPU. You're talking about a Zen 2 CPU versus a modified x86 Jaguar core, significantly faster, especially when you look at the speeds alone, at it being what, 36 or 3.6 to 3.4 with smart multi-threading enabled compared to what a modified Jaguar core is. You're really talking about trying to really fix up a jalopy to keep up with the McLaren. That's the kind of difference that you're talking about right there. It just does not compete or compare. And the fact is, they're like, oh, guess what? It only has 10 gigabytes of RAM, while the One X has 12. Oh, ho, ho, hurdy, dirty, dirt. Guess what? That 12 gigabytes is GDDR5, and you're talking about 10 gigs of GDDR6. One, it already is more efficient because it has a faster speed, as well as the fact that it's able to do more. And not only that, people forget that the One S or the Series S can do the same thing as the Series X, of that if it needs extra RAM and memory, it's able to utilize the SSD because of the way that the velocity architecture was built. They're trying to pull out information that has been clarified for months now on what these machines are capable of, and try to basically completely erase that and make people forget that this is what it's capable of. Guess what? Yes, just because it's 10 gigs versus 12, it's still at a faster speed. Just like GDDR5 is better than GDDR4. There's a reason that they have 12 gigs that can outdo 16, or even comparable to 24 gigs of GDDR4 with what GDDR5 can do. And now you're talking about GDDR6 that easily can outdo anything that a GDDR4 RAM in a computer can do, because it's faster and more efficient and able to run that memory. And people forget that, guess what? It's not focused on the memory and this new console, because of the fact that the way that the SSD and everything is going to be loaded, it's going straight through the GPU and the SSD to offload those assets without needing to use the CPU or the system RAM and memory compared to the old gen consoles. It's more efficient in every way possible, but people want to try and go by like this. This is where everyone's just like, oh, why are you looking at the numbers? The PS5 is going to be better than the Series X. No, it's not even just based on the numbers, which it is on number wise, but the fact is that it's also how that system was put together and what it has in mind. Yes, if you want to look at numbers, the Series X may look like it's better than the Series S, but no, it's the fact of that the hardware is still better than anything that was in the One X, because of the fact that it's using next gen hardware. That's why PK and Sick and everyone else made sense of, guess what? You can't compare a next gen console with a last gen console because they're not made the same. They're not using the same hardware. The next gen console is obviously going to be better, whether the numbers show it or not, because of the fact that it's made differently with better hardware than what was available previously. You're talking about hardware that's now available that wasn't available 4 years ago when the One X was being done. It's just stupid that people really want to take any opportunity to tear down any sort of information, and especially people who do not know hardware, who are not tech heads, and people who are going off this aspect of, oh, look at what this dev says. They're saying it's not going to happen. No, those are devs who said And I don't know who mentioned in here, but all those devs said, I think, or it looks like. Not anyone who actually has a dev kit. Any dev that has stated that they have a 1X or a Series X, Series S dev kit said no, there's no issues because of the way that the system was made. If you listen to that interview and the video with the breakdown and the teardown of the Series S, what did Ronald say when he was explaining what the Series S is capable of? He said that the Series S was made in tandem with the Series X to utilize all the same features and utilize the same concepts of the Series X with just without some of the hardware. It does not need that split motherboard and a high-end GPU because it's not focusing on 4K. It's focusing on 1440p. It does not need a 4K UHD Blu-ray player because it is a streaming device. It is meant to be all digital, so it doesn't need a Blu-ray player. It doesn't need a physical optical drive or anything like that because that's not what it was made for. It was made for being able to do DirectX ray tracing with DirectX Ultimate. It was meant to do 1440p at 60 FPS up to 120. It is meant to be able to push the 3D audio with everything else that it had in it. It's utilizing direct storage, which is a part of what makes everything that they're going to utilize with the SSD on the Series X even better because of the fact that it's baked into the hardware to help offload those assets. So that way, again, it's not pulling off of the CPU and the RAM. So guess what? It's made exactly in tandem as the Series X, just without some of the hardware. So it's more utilized and focused. So the aspects is anything that the Series X can do, the Series S can do just at a lower resolution. Because the fact that they're using low, yes, all for $299. So people who don't understand technology, who really, and I mean who don't understand, as in the people who don't actually go out, understand the concepts, understand the all of the actual nomenclature for every aspect, understanding what the hardware does, never actually studied it in school, high school, college, or even have any sort of real basic understanding, needs to shut the hell up and stop acting like they know what they're talking about. The only ones who could speak are devs, and even some of the devs that are speaking all keep using the aspect of I think.
Right.
They're not devs who actually have their hands on the hardware.
Right. Yeah, and that's a great point. I do want to read something here, but I'm going to read it a little bit later, where somebody made a really great point to overall, and this is something that I've been actually thinking about that I was going to allude to tonight, but I'll read that here a little bit later because we're going to move on to the next point, and that is basically the value between both consoles. I think that this is where we're going to probably wrap it up on this one, is where when you look at the value between the Series S, and then for what we get, and then there's been information that's been just coming out here just today about the PlayStation, and that the PlayStation was actually thinking about being higher, significantly higher than what the Series X was going to be. So probably maybe $600 is probably where they thought that maybe the Series X was going to be, because even PlayStation knew that they were going that the Series X was a more powerful console than theirs. The one difference is that the Series X is not going to have a mid-gen refresh, from what we understand, and from what we also know from what the PlayStation 5 is, that they haven't even stated that they're going to do a mid-gen refresh, but most likely that they will, to try to maybe combat and to get closer to the specs of what, or maybe even higher than what maybe what the Xbox is going to do, what the Xbox has. But um, let me go to you on this one, live. The value between what we see and these price points. I mean, you got the PlayStation, and it seems like that the reason why they've been so quiet is that they don't have that they had to restructure, and from rumors that I've heard, from anywhere from the discless PlayStation 5 could be anywhere from 350 to 400, while the the base PlayStation 5 could be anywhere from 400 to 450 to 500 to match the Series X, while you have the Series S that's going to be at 300, and you're going to have you're going to have the console you're going to have the Series X that's going to be 500. What is it in the value between both consoles? It's what do you think is going to be the biggest selling point to the consumer? Is it going to be Game Pass? Is it going to be PlayStation Now? Is it going to be Spider-Man for PlayStation? Is it going to be uh, all the other options that Xbox offers? What do you think is going to be the biggest selling point to gravitate gamers, and most likely the casual market to try to go to get that market share?
Yeah, I mean, the value is always going to come down to price.
Mm.
And Game Pass is icing on top. Like say if the S was something like 400,
Mm-hmm.
and the PlayStation are about the same, but there's no Game Pass, then people that are new to gaming have something to look at for both. But when you give them the S at a cheaper price, you give them Game Pass, which is a crazy value. It's hard to ignore it and just be like, well, forget that. I'm gonna just go get a PlayStation, especially in the beginning of the gen, because neither console is gonna have all their top tier games out at day one. You know, so like with value, yeah, Microsoft is gonna have value. Now and I'm only talking to somebody comes in blind. You don't give a shit about whichever console. You're just like, what does it offer me? What is it giving me? You're not like a PlayStation hardcore person is only gonna go PlayStation. Doesn't matter. That shit could be $700. They'll eat that pill and they'll chew on it and swallow it, and it'll be a hard pill to swallow. But they'll still come up, choking, talking about, but that my Spider-Man is still doped out. Like, you know what I mean? Like they don't care. They will struggle with it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, and the same thing for the Xbox. I mean, granted, we have Game Pass and a lot of other things. So while you paying like 500 for the Series X, you get Game Pass. You already got Game Pass. You know what I mean? So you don't really, you don't really need to worry about what Xbox games you buy. Only thing you need to worry about is, what third party you get. Valhalla and whatever else. Cyberpunk. But at that point, most people already have it anyway. But anyway, yeah, the value is on the Xbox side. They make it easier for you to buy other games. I mean, it's just simple. And you're gonna spend far less getting an Xbox when it comes out, more so than PlayStation. Shit, and PlayStation just lost Kenna. And that was one of the main games I wanted to play this on the PlayStation. So I
Yeah, it
mean,
got delayed. Yeah, it did. It got delayed.
yeah. So I mean, that's another reason why I just wait on that shit. Because again, Spider-Man's dope, and there's a ton of Spider-Man fans out there. But for people that already have a PlayStation, that have already played Spider-Man, I'm telling you, like people think like, oh no, everybody's gonna run out and go get Spider-Man all over again. I don't know about that, dog. Like people just played Spider-Man not too long ago, and it's a great Spider-Man game. You know what I mean? So the only people that I could see like that really, really, really gonna go out and get a PS5 just to play Miles Morales are die-hard Spider-Man fans. And Spider-Man sold, how much did it sold? Like, I don't know, 17 million? Something like that.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah, around 50, around 14 or 17 million. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and I got my Spider-Man for free. Because when I went to go get when I was listening to K Mega's ass, he all lying to me and shit. Telling me he's like go get the Slim. It's just like the Pro. I put that shit on my 4K TV. I looked at that shit. I was like, nah, life got to be better than this. I
It was rough.
can't live like this.
Life is rough. Life is rough.
I
Life is
went
rough
back.
with this Slim.
I turned that shit right back in. I said, give me that Pro.
You
He
did.
said, you sure?
did.
You sure? It's like, you just bought it like 4 hours ago.
Right.
I
Yeah.
said, yes, give me that Pro. I can't live like this
Life is
blurry
hard.
ass game.
Life is hard. Life is hard, bro.
Yeah, I mean, you go from
Miss
a X to a Slim. That's a hard life right there, bro. Going and playing them 1080p games again. I can't live like that no more. I know it sounds bougie, but I can't do it.
Well, no. If you can't do it, you can't do it. You can't. You just can't do it. You just can't do it. So, all right, I
You know
got
what
you.
it is? It's because when you play it on 4K, it looks worse. It looks great. It looks okay. Like I have a 1080p TV, and my Xbox games look fine on there. But if I play the all digital system on my 4K TV, oh god.
But see, this the thing though. Like, Spider-Man didn't turn out well, but Horizon Zero Dawn, Street Fighter, Uncharted, and God of War, they look great on the Slim. They do. And so I was kind of like, on my and at that time I had the Sony Bravia until I upgraded to the QLED. So I was kind of like, hey, these games look good. So, but yeah, no, but Spider-Man was just a different animal. It don't take well to the Slim. So I mean it still looks good, but it just doesn't take as well as for the Pro. And I'm not spending the extra money for the Pro. I'm just not. You know what I'm saying? Especially for when I bought. So I got the X, and the Pro is not comparable to even what the X is. If the Pro was on the same level as the X, then it would have been a different scenario for me. But I was just kind of like, nah. You know what I'm saying? If it's on the same tier, then yeah, I would go ahead and upgrade.
Well, the
but
damn
I don't
Pro
see
is a
it.
1440p machine. People keep forgetting that.
It is.
I don't
It
even
is.
know why. This is why dudes don't want. They always want to change the narrative. Most
It
of us
lives off
playing
checkerboarding.
Yo, but
1200p and 1440p.
but I could live with that. If like, to be honest, I don't really have a complaint with the visuals of my Pro. I'm actually okay with it, right?
Mhm.
So if you give me that 1440p, but you give me 60 frames per second, I'm all right. That's
Facts.
cool.
And you know
That's
why
cool.
I really got the Pro? Because I wanted real HDR. I didn't want the Slim's fake HDR. I wanted real
Yeah,
HDR.
it is
That's
definitely
why.
fake
That's why I
HDR.
got the Pro.
Yeah.
I don't want no fake HDR. No
that-
cell phone
that-
application
That's
HDR.
that's what kept me to keep it, was because they said, oh, they got HDR, and so when I got the
No,
QLED and I did it, it was like,
the
oh, what?
PlayStation 4 has a HDMI 2. Actually 1.4. It's impossible to do true HDR with that bandwidth.
Don't
Right.
see. This is the problem with you, PK. You trying to make the novices understand real information. You're not supposed to do that. You see, I've said that before. I give up. Y'all right. 1.4.
Oh, man.
Y'all got the best HDR. Facts. It's
No.
crazy.
Oh.
It's crazy.
Y'all so disrespectful.
Facts.
Anyway, go ahead. Go ahead. Keep finishing up.
You're not
Lyle.
lying. Why is he disrespectful when he's saying stuff that's true? He didn't lie.
No.
or
I just say it in the sense because there's going to be somebody that's
And
going
that's
to
how
bitch and
messed up it
complain.
is. He
When
didn't
they announced
lie.
that he had a
Exaggerate anything.
GRG, I said that's impossible.
How can anybody that has a PlayStation Slim sit here and try to cap about fucking HDR when they don't know, or even the Pro, and they don't even have the proper television or anything to really capitalize on what really HDR looks like. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Let's go.
I don't understand how somebody on a PlayStation Slim can cap about how good the graphics on PlayStation games are when you looking at it in the worst version.
Right. Facts.
And if they over there telling you, oh, well, the PlayStation games
car
on
window tonight. Somebody gonna
Oh,
go by your house and break your car window.
no.
I keep telling y'all, stop telling these truth. Stop telling them the truth, man. They don't want to hear that. They want to hear the narrative that they want to hear to make them feel happy about the inferior stats.
As good as those PlayStation games do look on the Pro, and they look phenomenal on the Slim, it is not the same. So when people come out capping like, doesn't nothing look better than the
Well, I think God of War
games
looks phenomenal on both. So close that it really don't tell a difference.
That's what I said. God of
You can tell
War.
HD. You can tell Horizon Zero Dawn is different.
Yeah,
But God of War,
Yeah.
you can't see no difference.
God of War, Street Fighter 5, and then when you look at Uncharted 4, I put Uncharted 4 into that category as well. Uncharted 4 still looks really good compared. I mean,
yeah,
it looks
side by
good.
side, you ain't losing either way.
Right.
So if you play Horizon Zero Dawn, you see the difference.
Or Death Stranding, or Death
That's why.
Death Stranding, it's a real night and day scenario. But
I don't know too many people that got that.
They
didn't nobody wanted to ride invisible motorcycles.
Oh, yeah, okay, I remember that game. I tried to block that shit out.
I bought the collectors too. I felt real stupid once I popped it in and I ain't seen my motorcycle.
Yo, K Mega said that game for real. I was sitting there thinking like, what the fuck is Death Stranding? trying to remember that shit. Like I ain't played that shit. I'm telling you.
Oh, you said Death Stranding. I'm
You
thinking
beat
of.
Death Stranding, bro. What?
Wait,
I
oh
know,
no,
that's
no,
what I'm
no.
saying.
I was
I tried
thinking
to
about
block
the
that
other
shit out my
game with the
memory.
guy with the zombies. What is it called?
Days
Oh, that's
Gone.
Days
Days
Gone.
Gone.
Yeah, I was thinking about Days
You
Gone.
mean you mean Get Gone, because that's what it did.
Yeah, I
But
played
listen,
both of those.
Days Gone.
That
Listen,
was
I
a-
will not let you
Oh,
talk bad about
you gonna
Days
make
Gone.
excuses why that game was so terrible?
Days Gone is dope. It's buggy, but it's dope. Shut your mouth.
It's not even that buggy. Like to me, like
No,
Best
shut
thing
up,
about
Zub
that
Live.
game
Don't
is the statue I bought with it.
do not do not.
I'm not
That
saying
game
I'm.
was so damn buggy, but it was good.
I'm just telling
Wow,
you
rest
my
in peace,
perspective.
But this
Toronto.
came from
I-
this comes from the same guy who liked the Order
personally-
1886.
You said
trash.
rest in peace. What?
Oh shit!
What
He said
happened?
it.
No, I'm sorry. I should have been muted when I said that. I
Oh.
said rest in peace, Toronto Blue Jays. The Mets beat them 18-1.
Oh,
Goddamn.
okay.
Oh.
I was like, what?
Come on, let's continue with these topics. Let's keep it moving, y'all. Let's keep it moving. We're doing good.
Yeah, we're doing
We're
good.
really not doing good, but
No, we're doing good. We're doing good. I said 2:30 is the max.
What?
Well, I said 2 hours 30 minutes is the max.
Oh, I thought he said 2:30, like in the
Well,
morning.
I did. What I was saying 2:30 in a like.
and he'd be here by himself.
I was trying to be slang to the thing. So I'm talking about like 2:30. You know, yay! I guess. Let me be country. Shut up. Anyway, 2 hours and 30 minutes, and then we're at the end. So, but go ahead and finish up your point, Live, so we can go ahead and get everybody.
No, I'm
else's
done. I'm
perspective.
good.
Oh, okay. So anybody else want to jump on this? Because we can do the roundhouse on this.
Roundhouse, let's go.
So
I wanted to point out
Go ahead,
that Xbox released news that EA Access, now known as EA Play, is going to be part of Game Pass.
Yes.
And this is a huge thing. And EA Play or EA Access wasn't even a thing on PlayStation. I don't know if anybody knew that, but it was.
It wasn't a thing on PlayStation, and EA came to Sony first. EA came to Sony first with that EA Access at the time.
They did.
And they
back in the days.
refused.
But you know why? You know why? They were trying to push that now. They thought they would get that money.
They thought it was the new hotness.
So, for as buying either console, we also have Xbox All Access, which GameSpot reported that you actually save money by actually doing All Access with Game Pass Ultimate than you would buying it outright. If the Series X, you save $19, and the Series S, you save $59. And that is
PK, hold
insanity.
on. There's some stuff that has been going out, and it sounded like.
I know that's why I'm saying it.
Okay,
I know what you're talking about.
Okay, yeah, there's been so much because there's been to the listeners out there, because I know that they've seen it too. There's been so much crazy ass nonsense that's been going on. There was people that were actually putting out that you're paying like almost $1,700 a year for Xbox Live and for Game Pass and for all these others, for everything else. And then I've seen that people that's put a narrative that you're paying 2 to 3 times more than you are for.
Somebody
PSN.
failed first, second, and third, and fourth, and fifth grade math.
Bro,
I
I've seen somebody post that. I've seen a couple of people post it. But go ahead.
So I wanted to say, like, you know, I was in a stream, one of the PlayStation guys the other day, listening to this crazy stuff. And he's like, I said, well, dude, you don't need to hear from anyone. You got a calculator. You don't even have to do the math in your head. You got a calculator. But this was officially reported on GameSpot's page. You don't even have to. You can read the math. Yes, this service is already out for the current systems, now being phased out for the new ones, and this is nothing new. You do have to get Game Pass Ultimate with it, but think about it. If you already going to get Game Pass Ultimate and the new system, but you can't drop $300 to $500. But you want to get it, this is a way to ease you into it for 24 months. There is no interest. There is no money down. You're just paying for said price. And you're getting it cheaper. And let's just say this. At the end, the guy made an argument, said, well, what happens if you lose your job and you're stuck with the system? I said, well, dude, that's life. If you lose your job, you got a lot more to worry about than the console.
Damn, homie. Like, if it's that serious, then you need to just cut out altogether, bro.
Sell that to somebody else and let them continue to pay.
No, but I mean,
really that desperate anyway.
But I'm saying
I don't worry about that.
That sounds like a flimsy thing to bring up when if you lose your job, I'm sure you're not worried about paying off no console.
He's like,
I'm
what
sure
happens
you
if
would.
my mom gets hooked on heroin? Who's gonna support her? Like, what the?
What are we talking about here, bro? Like, come on, man, get off of that. I asked him. I said, why can't you just be happy that all this great news is pushing gaming forward? Now he says, well, you're being stupid to be tricked. I said, there is no trick. It's simple math and a simple understanding. And then he responded by saying, "Well, I will invest in building a PC." And I said, "Well, there you go. Now you're sounding different because you're upset. You sound upset that Xbox is giving people all around the world, 12 countries, the ability to ease into the next gen without having to commit their paycheck on day one." I'm
And
just
go on PC
saying.
if you want. Microsoft still wins because they run Windows. Like,
No.
whatever.
Back up. Let's just back up, Slim. Sick. Because let's just be real. Getting into a PC market is going to cost you 3 times as much than it would be buying a console.
Agreed, but I'm just saying, even if the money isn't a problem
That's why
for you, and you
that's
want to
not
be
even.
mad
I'm not
and move
even
to
giving that.
PC for whatever stupid
I'm
reason,
not
like
disagreeing
whatever.
with you, but I don't want to give that energy because that's dumb. Okay, we have PCs. We understand that it costs 3 times as much. For him to do that, go out his way to try it. It's like, why do you go out your way? And like, kind of like what Livewire said, you're trying to defend your console. My thing is just be happy about your console. I understand, or the platform you choose to play on. My thing is, I understand what it really is. You're upset because there's no news coming out for said platform. And I report on news on all the platforms. And I'm telling you now, I'm upset about all the other platforms not giving us nothing. But I am excited for what Xbox is doing. And I'm not just an Xbox guy. I'm trying to tell you guys now, I play on everything. I own everything. I am
He's
no
more of a
joke.
Nintendo guy than an
I'm
Xbox
I'm
guy.
I'm trying to tell you, I made a video how upset I am at Nintendo. Don't get me wrong, don't get me twisted. I'm just saying you should be happy in general that all these options are available for gamers to be able to ease in. What you should be doing is tweeting the PlayStation, say, "Can we get a similar option? Can we get a similar option?" Because the only thing they're doing is inviting people to pre-order. Did you get your email? Because I know I did, and I don't understand why. I don't understand this
I
Ram
ain't get
Rob.
mine either.
I
Well,
don't
because if
understand
you
how
ain't
this.
kissing PlayStation's ass like you're
I got the
supposed to,
email. Wow.
you know what I'm saying?
I don't even.
If you ain't playing that, if you ain't kissing that ass good enough, then you ain't gonna get it. I mean, just
I'm just
period.
saying. I'm just saying. You know, far as the
And all these
options.
PlayStation fans out there, they probably didn't get that email neither.
I
Nope.
mean,
They were talking that
even
crap.
on
Nope.
Ubisoft's website, everybody is getting Assassin's Creed on the 10th, including Xbox One, PS4, but there is no PlayStation. And
Because
then
Great
they and
first,
then
point.
they
hold on, Peter, hold on. Let's not get it twisted up. These game developers know when the PlayStation's coming out. We don't know. They can't announce anything for a system that hasn't been officially announced by
I
the people
understand
that
that.
own it. So
But
let's
what they
not, because Buddy said that earlier, and that's kind of not correct.
well
Ubisoft know when a system coming out.
but what I'm saying is what they officially said was Assassin's Creed Valhalla will run 4K 60 on the Series X,
Right.
and it did not mention PS5.
Right.
It can't.
Even if they, I'm gonna just back up, Lemon.
And
Even,
Valhalla got
But
Microsoft got the Microsoft
I'm
yeah,
just
no, no, no. I mean,
marketing
they
rights.
didn't just
you're
say
making a great point,
X-
but you also got to understand this too. If PlayStation comes out later, then I mean, this is PlayStation fault for holding out against
Right,
their
right.
gamers.
That's what I'm saying. But we
Yeah.
can't
So
be
I mean
making
that.
up a narrative like, oh, they didn't say nothing because they can't.
Well, no, they can't. But I mean, if it's coming out for Xbox first, and PlayStation deciding not to tell the people that want to get a PlayStation first, that's not on Xbox or
No, no,
Ubisoft
no.
or anybody else.
It's not. But,
That's on
well,
PlayStation for over here holding out because
right.
PlayStation
It's
should have
PlayStation's
already
fault.
came out
but
by now.
but Lemon, I'm gonna just go out here and say they specifically talked about the technology in the Xbox and why they can get it to 4K 60. Okay,
Mhm.
all right, that speaks volumes to me. This is on their official website. All right, they didn't mention PS5, not because they can't talk about it, but because there's nothing to talk about. That's what I'm saying. They're not going to specifically talk about their SSD being able to reach 4K 60. I do not believe it's going to be 4K 60 in a PS5. I don't believe it, judging by the way they worded that paragraph. And everybody can go to Ubisoft and read that paragraph, and you tell
Oh, for
me
Far Cry, you talking about, right?
if it doesn't sound like they are being specific in what they're intentionally saying here
Yeah,
without saying it.
that'd be
You know
scary,
what?
bro.
You know what? I don't believe none of these developers when they doing a marketing ploy. Because how many times did they duck the question about PUBG being exclusive for a year? I don't want to hear it.
I'm
I
not.
don't.
But
No. Y'all trying to make something a narrative out of something that's really not there. We're
I'm
not
not
doing
saying.
that.
I'm not saying a
I said
question though. I'm
PUBG is
saying
probably
what
a
is
timed
being
exclusive,
officially.
and
I'm just saying what's.
listen, but the developer for Bluehole was asked 100 times, and they had an answer around the answer 500 times. They never officially said anything. You cannot trust these developers.
I'm not saying you're wrong about that, but what I am stating is what they officially said.
I know
And
what
what
they
they
said.
officially said is going to be facts. It's not going to be word around it, asking questions. That is what is. Remember how it was a big issue when it was shown at 4K 30, and now it's officially stated, nope, it's going to be this. But no one, this is not a big deal now. It was a big deal when it was shown, but now that it's
Oh
officially
yeah, the
stated,
narrative definitely changed because you had all these. Oh, y'all got Valhalla for 30 frames.
Exactly, because
Where was
it
that
was
energy
used
when they
against
said
them,
60
right?
today?
But now that
I
it's
only
60, it's
see
like, oh,
people rubbing it
quiet.
in other people's eyes,
Yep.
but all the people that had the negative energy, quiet as a church mouse. This is why you're not supposed to be talking about something that's not out yet.
true.
No, I
And
totally no, no,
but
no. I
That's been
totally
my
get it,
motto
but
all the time. You can't judge a game before it come out.
that is true, but I'm just giving you what they
No, you're right.
officially
You're right,
said
PK. You're right.
versus what we, all the rumors. I'm agreeing with you,
But these
but I'm at the
developers are
same time,
sneaky, man. They
but at the
funny
same
style.
time, I'm not disagreeing with that at all.
I want to
But
read.
you got to take these words. Why they didn't have to come out and say that was what I'm saying, Limit.
Right,
They
right,
didn't have
Yeah,
to put it on their page
right.
right.
That's
and
contrary to what
specifically
Lemon
talk
said. This
about
time they were specific about it. Yep.
Xbox's
No lies, no
technology.
bullshit.
They specifically talked about velocity. Okay, I didn't. This is on their site.
No, I get it, but you still can't trust these dudes. It might be
You're right.
4K 60, because remember, Spider-Man was 4K 30 on PS5, and then when they got that smoke, oh, we're gonna have a 4K 60 mode.
No,
You
it's
know it's
going to
gonna
be
be
Not 40,
1440,
just a 40 because of
no, no, no.
1440 60.
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure it'll be some number like that. But let's not get crazy. The Xbox One X does 4K 60. And we know the PlayStation is more powerful than that. Let's not get crazy here.
Yeah, but that is at those games. I'm just talking about these games coming out. I'm saying right now they didn't. They specifically use words, and I
Oh,
and
I
I
read it.
read
I read it,
between.
PK, and I'm not
I,
disagreeing with you. I'm just saying,
I
just don't trust these
I'm
developers
not.
all the
I
time,
won't.
man.
But I want to point this out that this was an issue months ago when it was first revealed and on the Xbox's game show, and now that it's been officially said that nope, this is how it's going to be performed. It's no, it's a non-issue now. No one wants to talk about this, and no one wants to talk about how they pointed out how they can achieve the goal that they were trying to get.
Right, right, right.
Right.
Do
No,
you see
that's
what
a
I'm
good point.
saying? They're
No,
they're
no, no, no.
highlighting those
I
things.
100% agree with you. I just don't trust these devs. It's not about what you're saying. I don't trust
All
them
right. So
because
let me.
everything is about marketing.
Let me read this because we're gonna get ready to wrap it up. I mean, anybody else that wants to go on after this is fine. I just thought this was very interesting. It's a pretty long read, but I'm gonna go ahead and try to get through it as quickly as possible. Um, because I mean, this is the thing that trips me out because I was on the same wavelength as this person right here. So let me go ahead and do it. He says, I don't usually comment, but I have to do this. So he says, I understand what the developer is saying, but the lack of context he leaves in, and he's talking about the person from Activision. He's talking about the person from Activision. I can't remember. His name was David. He says, I understand that. He says, essentially, but the same. He says, but the context he leaves is essentially the same as lying. Yes, scaling between different hardware is a difficult task. That's always going to be essential. However, The current scaling issue are tenfold with the Series X and X gap. The Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 are pathetic consoles in terms of their CPU power, and still devs are able to develop games that look amazing and run at low resolutions on base consoles and 30 frames per second on all consoles, while also having better visuals and higher frame rates on PC. His omission of the fact in the tweet is telling. He knows the current scaling issues are far greater than any that could be faced between the S and X. But why? Only thing that comes to mind due to all the developers that have come out against the Series X has a single thing in common. Apart from a few legit discussions on solutions rather than complimenting like David here, they all have a vested interest in the PlayStation 5 success, and Sony has no answer to lower the price console that allows easily for scaling across machines due to CPU that is only 200 megahertz lower in clock and uses the same Zen 2 platform, i.e., optimization is easier between the S and the X than ever before and comes within shooting range of high-end PCs. Funnily enough, the PlayStation 5 also uses the Zen 2 standard, and that it helps Sony as well. However, the PlayStation developers include those with devs for the console can't point that out. Let's face it, the Xbox Series S and X are designed to be scalable and affordable while having the power of a mid to high-end PC. The PlayStation 5 is slightly less powerful console than the X, with more exclusives and less commonly with the PCs. Worse cross development, always been like that. It's not a terrible thing and pushes devs to innovate for more ways to push visuals with new performance increased measures. It just pisses me off that instead of putting the consoles into context, the person from Activision and others that's invested in the PlayStation are attempting to take the scaling issue out of context without pointing out the current scaling issues are far greater. At some point, people just got to call them out for what they are, and that is liars. There are veteran devs. They aren't misinformed. They already know. Sucks to see this kind of thing because I'm a huge fan of both PlayStation and Xbox. The competition should be based on the performance of the machines, but not disingenuous shadow marketing. So when I read that point, and that's this, and then there's another point. It's like from another PC guy. It says consoles in general are a bottleneck for the gaming industry overall, anyway. So it's just when you look at this, when I read that, what it came to, because he was on the same wavelength as me. It's like, look, everyone that said something about the Series S is someone that is either has a marketing ploy with PlayStation, or hasn't even, like earlier that you guys has just said, hasn't even messed with the Series X. They haven't even messed with the dev kits. So it's obviously that when we look at this, and then we have devs as well that has come out that has supported the Series X and said, look, I mean, you got the people from Battlefield that has said, look, if they could put Battlefield on the current gen, then there shouldn't be anything for gamers to worry about with games going over to the Series S, going to the X as well. It's just whatever it is. So I look at this as one of those things is where I think the industry is, there's some people that is all about interest. You know, it's all about money. It's all about getting to that certain plateau. What do you guys think? Do you think that these developers that's coming out that's saying something about the S, are they quote unquote really concerned? Or is it some of those things where they have an investment with the opposite side?
Yeah, just like before, it's the same old thing. Just because they're developers doesn't make them any less of a fanboy, or they have more right to say outright lies and disingenuous things, or just uh, uh, obfuscate the truth. It's just lies, no matter who or what you are and what you do. It's that simple. I really don't even see how there's further talk to it. It's that simple.
Right.
Listen,
Yeah.
prime example, Cliffy B.
Oh, preach it,
Prime
brother.
example, Cliffy B.
Wow. Great point.
Right? He did all that song and dance and that pony show, right? And his game flopped. And then he had a moment of clarity. He was like, damn, maybe I should have did this shit with Xbox. You know what I mean?
Where your fans are at.
Remedy, the same thing happened. I mean, not Remedy, but
No, Remedy got burned too.
Well, Remedy got burned, but
And Respawn.
Respawn was the one I was going for. With
Blue discs
Titanfall
are
2.
better.
The blue disc, yeah. I mean, listen, these guys want to make their money. They want to pay their bills. They want to sit there and they want to live their lives and want to have their breakthrough games. So for anybody to not look at this from a standpoint of where they're not going to be devs that's objective. It's just what it is, man. We're in social media. We're in an era where people are going to do whatever it takes for them to get ahead. But
Can I make a point, Game
yeah,
Maker,
go ahead and
please?
make a point. Go ahead.
I'd rather develop for the PlayStation 5 because the Xbox console is truly not more powerful. Who said that?
Ooh.
Who said
did
that?
say that? I can't remember. I can't remember.
Gearbox.
You know what? They're
yeah.
right. They did say that.
Cryotech. The PlayStation 5 is more easy to develop for, and we think the graphics look better. What happened
But
to
that
that?
wasn't actually Crytek. That was some low-level dude.
Well, wait a minute.
That was a
Listen
low-level
to me.
dude. Yeah, that was a
His
low-level dude.
name, First of all,
Yeah, he
he
lost his job.
represents.
Yeah,
He
lost his job.
represents the company, right?
He did.
I'm a New York City bus operator. Make 6 figures. Let me go on Facebook and do something to discredit somebody else on my job, and watch where I'll be. I'll be right on the unemployment line with that dude.
Yeah.
You represent the company, you represent the brand. Don't matter what level you on. First of all, you low level. That means you're on the bottom of the totem pole. Watch what you say. Both companies had to retract those ignorant statements.
Right, and that's my point. These
Okay?
guys tried to use the name and the prestige of the company they work for to
So
make
now,
their lies.
just because you hear somebody,
liars,
just because you hear somebody say a comment, you got to look at the credibility of the individual. Because Cliffy B went left. All your fans are Gears fans, dummy. Going around a PlayStation and I'm not putting it on Xbox. We just don't have room. Really? I need to take care of my staff of 90 people and make sure they get paid. Oh, Microsoft never paid you 15 Ferrari having sucker? That's a fact. Cryotech, Microsoft has always supported you on PC. Without that Windows platform, Crysis wouldn't exist. The game that put you on the map. And we ain't gonna even get into Remedy when nobody had faith in you with the Alan Wakes, the Max Paynes of the world, the quantum breaks.
Right.
But you gonna go to PlayStation and give control special content to PlayStation like they ever did something for you. Ever. That's disrespectful to your fans. Control didn't sell. Then you turn around and then you're doing this debacle. If you don't buy the Ultimate Edition, everybody that bought it, which ain't that many people anyway, you ain't getting no smart delivery.
And just to go to show what happened with that, just when I was about to get that game on, I wasn't even planning to get on console. I was planning on getting on PC because I just got my 2070 Super, and that would have been a great benchmark
showcase.
Title.
Right.
Showcase.
Right.
And then I heard this, and I'm like, I'm never buying. I don't care unless I get it for free, and even then I don't want to.
I'm not buying the Ultimate. I bought the game and support it because you know how much I love Remedy, but on that one, I'm not going to buy no Ultimate.
But I'm not, and I vote with my dollar that same way. That same way. I call that game for showcase anyway, so whatever.
I call sick. I'm supporting. I'm not buying 2K. I'm buying the next gen version.
Yeah, I'm buying the next gen version.
I'm not buying the Mamba version. I don't play in the park. I don't need. I got over 500 VC right now.
I just want
500,000 VC.
for the
I don't play that.
for the
I'm not
Dwayne
buying the Mamba
for the
edition for that.
for the Dwayne Wade and for the Kobe. I want the hard copy. I want the
Right,
hard
because you
copy.
wanted the case and the
I want
steel
the
book. I
case. I
get
want
you.
the case and the
Right.
steel book. I don't care. I don't. Other than that, I'm still not gonna play 2K until probably December. You know what I'm saying? So when
Yeah, I'm
we,
I'm waiting for the next gen version because
Yeah.
you know
Vote with
I'm
your
not just
dollar.
gonna give them $100. I respect Kobe
Yeah.
and all that, but I don't play. I don't use that VC and I don't change my
No, 'cause
clothes. I don't play that
the
Park Pro Am. I don't do nothing. I just play
yeah,
regular games.
until they get the online proper.
Well,
I'm not gonna
yeah.
play. I'm not until they get the online proper. I'm not gonna play. I'm not because I have I for 2K I've spent $100 for all this generation. I bought the $100
Yeah, I'm not
version
doing that.
because I'm a basketball fan. I want to support not only just for the fact that I love basketball. I love the sport. It's my favorite sport of all, but of all sports. But it's to me it's just that it's gotten to the point to where look, I'm play Madden and Madden's online is way more superior.
Oh, of course. And it was
And-
trash 6 years ago.
Right,
But they
right.
have
Yeah,
definitely stepped their
last
game
gen
up.
it was absolutely ass juice, and it's way more superior online to play Madden.
Bigger
than it
stadiums,
is-
more
yeah,
people in
yeah.
the crowd,
And TK, and, I mean,
dedicated servers.
I would say TK, but 2K was the underdog that was fighting to get to that point. Now you have defeated NFL, NBA,
NBA Live.
NBA Live the right way. You just went in there, beat the shit out of that goddamn game, and just dominated. Now what you're doing is that you're being a fat rat, and now you're being lazy. And to me, that you're becoming what NBA Live is, and you don't want NBA Live to come back with a strong vigor like they did when they like you was when you were hungry, because EA is not going to give up on live. They've gone away for a couple of years because they're ready to get ready for the next
You
gen.
mega, they done. They're
No, they're not. They're coming back. They're coming
done.
back. They're
And-
coming
They're
back.
gonna come back, but it ain't gonna sell. These kids are addicted to the park.
No, the
Yeah.
park is dope.
They're addicted.
But
They're
hold on,
addicted
okay, but hold
to
on,
Pro-Am, my team.
But 108.
It's
But hold
an
on,
onslaught.
but 108. You got to be realistic. When Live dropped their park was better than the NBA 2K's park in the sense of online play, because they didn't have all the features that the park does for 2K because 2K already had it established.
Right, it's established.
But
It's
this
growing,
game
right.
this game is like going into 3 years now under development. They're looking at everything that 2K is doing, and if they have the better online, plus let's not forget EA Play is now going to be on Xbox.
And not only that, people
They-
might
they're-
have the motivation
not saying that
to
they're going not saying that they're going
They
to
still got to make a good game.
yeah, they
But
still
if
got to
they
make a
make-
good
they still
game.
gotta
They
make a
still
good
they
game.
still got to
They
make a
make
better game.
passable
Overall.
game, above passable for that first outing. People will mess with them because they're so upset with 2K. They'll be like, they'll excuse a couple of early bumps as long as they're not too bad, and mess with them. And with that EA Play on Game Pass Ultimate, I mean, if EA plays their cards right, but they do got to come out with
They got to come with a banger. They got to come hard. They
a
gotta come
banger,
hard.
and people will excuse, some bumps in the road for that because
Not
2K
enough.
is sitting on a fat, greedy rat, being complacent. That could happen.
Right, that's what I'm saying. The competition. Look, that's why I still support 2K, because 2K did it the right way, and I support Madden because Madden's the only show in town, and you know how much I love my Rams, and I gotta play with my Rams. But I will, but no longer will I support the $100 version or the deluxe version of EA. I mean of Madden, because now it's come to the point because you just keep buying for your success. If competition was there, you would have to step up your game on doing everything with franchise mode on down the line with everything else. Your online is great, but you still have a lot of flaws because you're the only big boy in town. NBA 2K, on the other hand, did it the right way, and they're ready for competition. It's just that there's not a lot of buyers out there. But I do think because MLB
is going to be coming over to all platforms. I think now EA and everybody and a lot and so maybe other people are going to start investing into maybe, and then now college games are most likely going to start coming back this
No, they're
Jan.
not.
No, they are. They are. They are. They are.
They got to pay these students.
No. Well, yeah, but that's already been in the works. Kurt Herbstreit already brought that up last year about how they're already implementing that and they're working that. You know what I'm saying? It was the lawsuit that messed everything up. But anyway, that's a whole nother topic for another day. That's something that I want to get into another time. But yeah. But anyway, well, let's go ahead and get the hell out of here. I just wanted to read that point off. I just wanted to say that if anybody else got anything else that they want to add before we get out of here, please do it now before we sign out for our first episode starting at 7:00.
I just wanted to say thanks to everybody for coming out at this earlier time. We're getting some. I've seen some good feedback on that. It seems like everybody's liking that.
Yeah.
And always, there's always I see the same faces, well, the same names, not faces, every week. Every week. If I'm streaming with PK, if I'm streaming with 100, if I'm streaming with Lemon, I see the same loyal dudes and ladies every time. And I just want to say thanks to all. I don't even want to name no names because I'm gonna name some and forget some and not have the time to name them all because y'all are legion. And thank you for being here every time with us.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, so let's go ahead and do our sign outs. AJ Felton, he come in here. He says NBA Live 19 still pretty active. The streets be loaded on live. Look, that's what I'm saying. Like the streets it played a lot better because I played it.
But I'm gonna tell you what.
Bro,
I get you.
But no, that's the thing. It is not as robust as what 2K is giving, but with the gameplay aspect, it was solid. Like, I'm like, damn, this plays fluent as hell. Like, why 2K can't do this?
Fluid. It plays because 2K got 50,000 animations a character.
It still, I mean, it's still, regardless, you can still have all these animations and still give, you know what I'm saying, and still have your server program up to par. You know what I'm saying? That's you know what I'm saying? You got Azure servers. I don't care who you cater to. This is the thing that, again, if Xbox gamers is going to have the leg up because they have the better service, then do it. PlayStation is going to be using the Azure service, so then there should be no more excuses. You know what I'm saying? 2K, you know what I'm saying? I played the park for the first three and a half years, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was cool, but then it was just too buggy. And then when you played live and you played their park, I'm like, oh, this shit is dope. They just need to add more to it. So if live is going to come back. That's not a question. But if live comes back with the better part, what they're doing, gamers are going to start paying attention to it, and especially if they're going to put EA Play and they're going to add that with the 10 hours, and then they're going to give a discount and all this other stuff. And if their park is better, gamers are going to start moving over. It's not going to be a drastic change because it wasn't when it came over to. Because I remember when people were telling me how much more superior NBA Live was better over 2K at that time. I definitely remember during the Dreamcast.
When Dreamcast came out, Live was not even on the same page.
Live was a much more.
Are you crazy with Allen Iverson on the cover? Listen,
damn
look who
right.
you talking
You're
to.
Damn right.
You're bugging.
You're bugging.
That's why they tried to buy NBA Live. That's why they tried to buy the NBA
All
Live.
right, everyone, that's the show. We turned
NBA
into a
Live
sports
was a
podcast.
better.
We'll see you all
NBA
next
Live.
week.
NBA Live outsold 2K at that
Guys,
time.
Yeah, for real.
It wasn't a better game.
Ignorance is bliss. I love 2K,
Listen,
but
thanks,
this is the
everybody.
fact.
You all good?
We're
was
about to
not
get
a
out of here.
better
Let's do
game.
our signs
Beautiful.
out. Let's do our sign
Everyone
outs.
keep on pushing in.
Let's do our sign
And
outs.
saying,
Bloody, shut up and give your sign outs.
I was waiting for you to stop.
Yeah, for what
Go
you
your
can't
sign
believe
outs.
this
Let's
one,
go.
I'm about to go
I
sign.
know,
The whole
Bloody
podcast. You shut your ass up.
About time.
Where can you find you,
shut
Bloody?
your ass up too, man. At least I was here on time.
Thank you. Shut up,
I don't
Lemon.
care.
Don't say
I'm
your
never
mouth no
hardly
more.
late.
Don't say nothing
Y'all should be
else.
giving Livewire that smoke.
Livewire gonna get the smoke after the show. Let's go. You go.
You don't give Livewire nothing because he's so late. We used to it.
Come on,
That is true. Anyway,
That's a fact.
That is
Anyway,
true.
guys, y'all
But
know
he
what it
was
is.
way late. He came.
Yo, listen, you
he was
right.
on time for GRG regular time, so he thought he was doing good.
All right, so
Anyway.
let's sign
Oh
off
yeah,
so we
you know
can
Damn
what?
get
right,
You're
to,
I
right.
so we
was.
can
I
get
Said
to the
thought
regular.
point blaming that voice.
I was like, I'm early this week. I'm saying, what the fuck?
No, yeah, you way late, brother. Anyway,
all right,
Bloody, where can they
everyone.
find you at, brother?
You know what it is? It's your boy Blood Nux. Y'all can find me all over on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and of course on twitch.tv/BloodyNux, BLOODIEKNUX, where you can find me streaming 5 times a week, every time from Tuesday through Friday and Saturdays, where I also host the Smash Podcast, your one-stop shop for all things nerdy news and geek goodness. And of course, you can find me here every Friday with these wonderful crew of
Misfits.
the ragtag group.
Oh, you can't ragtag. That's
I
disrespectful.
like that. That's
all.
better. That's not disrespectful at all.
All right, good.
Because we underdogs, that's what it is.
All right,
All right.
I'll take that. I'll take that. All right, PK, where can they find you at, brother?
So again, before I sign out, I just want to give everybody a thank you for supporting me. This Thursday, the interview went great. If you guys had a chance to check that out, I believe my channel's linked down in the channel section of K Mega's page. Definitely, you can find me there and on Twitter at PKX Live. If you want to hit me up, game with me, all my IGNs are tagged there. No matter what platform, we can do it. We can get it down. Please check out that interview. That Kickstarter ends tonight.
It was awesome.
Just in case you guys are interested, TJ
Yes, it
Sterling
was.
created his own comic book company, and he's pushing his flagship comic. And I'd be glad if you guys could check that out, just in case it's something you might be interested. All top tier proceeds are going to cancer and kidney disease charity. So just FYI, guys, check it out. It's some good stuff, and I got more good stuff coming down. Thanks.
No doubt, no doubt. That was a great interview. Real talk. That was really good. That was really good.
Yes, it was.
And I will post all of everybody's videos that came out here within the last week onto the community center. I just haven't did it because I've Wasteland is just taking over my life. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. So fuck y'all. Anyway, all right. So 108 Dragons TV. That's wrong about NBA 2K. Let's go. Where can they find you at, sucker?
You can find me at NBA 2K. I beat K Mega ass on the regular, but yeah.
But you don't see
can
him
find-
on Madden though, sucker.
I'll play with Madden. I ain't scared. I got
You'll get that ass
beat
beat
Sam
again.
Madden.
You
That's all right.
You be 100. Playing 100 and playing me is a different animal.
I didn't say nothing about 100.
Well, I did.
I said I lost.
I did.
Hey.
I did. I did.
Well, you know what?
Have you
can
beat
find
me in
me at-
Madden yet?
Yes.
One time. That's right.
No,
Yeah.
I beat you a few times. Let's not do
One
that.
time. One time.
Don't be a stand and be lying in these stats.
One time.
1440p, 120 hertz
One
matters.
time, sucker. One time. One
We
time.
can play tonight.
He's
Right
about
after
to give
this.
you that one time, if you know what I'm saying.
I'm gonna beat you good. I'm gonna beat you too.
Right after this. Right after this.
We can. And I'll
Yep.
stream it. I'll stream it.
You do what you need to do.
I'll stream it. I'll stream your disaster. Go ahead, sucker.
Oh boy.
You can
Y'all
find me at
talking
108
smack
Dragon
for me.
TV and everything.
Hey,
And for everybody that came out from
there
my
to get to the
videos.
seats because we know
How you
that when
gonna
he loses, he's
interrupt-
going to delete
how you
it.
gonna
Listen,
interrupt
get
my
him, bloody.
start now?
Just get his ass up.
You signed out already. You can leave.
Okay, anyway, go ahead. Where can they find you at, sucker?
You can find me at 108 Dragons TV on every social media, especially that YouTube channel. And thanks for everybody coming out, showing me grave support, coming back to doing my videos and pushing that content out, man.
Grave support. They want you
Grave
dead?
support. Yeah, they some dudes do. After I hit them with them facts.
Woo! All right.
They're going to need a body bag.
You know what I'm saying?
All right. Six Slayer. Where can they find you at, sucker?
Yo, you can find me on Twitter, Sixth Layer, and everywhere great games are played. If you see that name, that's probably me. Or it might be one of my nephews on some smaller end games, who like to use my name without my permission. But yeah. And you can catch me here every week, GRG. From time to time, I stream with my boy PK here on
Yeah, y'all started
Whatever
a little.
topic,
Y'all
no
started a
talk,
little duo. Look at this. I like that. I like this little duo thing that you.
I don't
you
like
guys
how
are
that
doing.
sounds. You have to clean that up.
Yeah, bro, like, what the hell?
What duo?
the dynamic duo. How about that?
Pause.
How about you say
pause.
that?
So the word duo is a pause word? Y'all dudes are corny. Get
Now
the
when
fuck
you
out of
like,
here and find
oh,
some
I
women.
like this duo.
Yeah,
I like the
You said it.
duo.
Thank
Now
you.
what you said it.
Thank you, Bloody. Thank you, Bloody.
I like this
I'm glad
duo. So
you don't have to leave now, Bloody.
listen.
Hey.
I cannot help because my voice is milky and silky and it
Pause.
attracts
Your
the
voice
ladies.
is milky.
It's milky,
You know
yeah, it's
what?
silky. It attracts the
That's
ladies.
2
What the
strikes. One
what
more. Everybody leave at the same
the
time.
bro? Get out of here, sucker! Because your voice is raspy. It's like you know
Yo,
what I'm saying.
listen, man.
Yo,
And
limit.
just like
Yo,
that,
limit.
the show's
Your voice.
over.
Your
Everyone
voice.
shut up.
Your
K
voice
Mega's
sounds
Vice
like
taking over the show.
his voice is the the
Your voice
hunchback
is
of
like a
Notre
no-look
Dame.
pass.
Yeah,
You don't never see it
my
coming.
voice is the smooth delicateness that the ladies listen to when they go to bed. Listen, that's what it is. Anyway, all right. So Slayer, finish up, please. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, I'm done. But basically, yeah, me and PK, whenever an idea comes to either my mind or his, we collaborate. Same with 108 or Bloody or even yourself. I mean, it's happened before. It'll happen again. We're a team. That's how it goes.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. This is great. King Thrash, I see you out there. You talking about you want another invite. We will bring you back onto the show. You know what I'm saying? So we can let you have your voice. It is
no
good.
lying. Come with facts, please.
I don't think his advice. I think his advice is going to be alternative facts. But we appreciate you listening to the show and coming on because we want to hear everybody's opinion. No doubt about it. So. And that goes to any PlayStation guys. You know what I'm saying? Cali Rex is going to have to come back. And he is the true voice of reason. I got much love for Cali Rex. He's a really
absolutely
really good guy. You know what I'm saying? But King Thrash is a good dude too. You know what I'm saying? Outside of the bullshit for the other people that he may have on his podcast, don't know him too well. I just know that they're wrong. You know what I'm saying? Keith Thrash is a cool dude too. So I will, you know what I'm saying? So we will definitely have you back. And I can't wait for another invite to come on over there because I can't wait for your boy to sit there and to tell me about them SSDs being more powerful because he's got to explain himself on that one. You can come. You can come.
Hey, K-Mega,
and everybody out there that listens to let me
I
finish
just
because
saw something.
Got an announcement.
oh yeah, go ahead.
I will be on TXR. Coming up the
What?
next couple weeks.
You finally going to be on another podcast other than GRG?
Don't do that.
Bro, you need to get out there. You need to network.
I will reach through this internet and snatch out your larynx.
How is it that PK PK and Slayer get on other podcasts, international podcasts on top of that than you? You should have been already out there. I told you.
What did I miss?
International.
International. Because PK was on Flamish's podcast. He's from Welsh.
Ooh.
I mean, no, he's from Australia. So,
Yeah, he's cool, dude.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
You gonna be?
We got some super chat.
Oh yeah, Sir X-Man. He says sending out prayers to my buddy Core and Unstable. Yes, shout out to everybody, even 100's out there. I know that his ass is over there living comfortably because he is by the mighty. He lives by the mighty Ram Stadium out there. So I think it's called SoFi Stadium. The greatness out there. So he will be safe because the Ram Stadium will be safe. The God shines his light upon the Rams Stadium, so he is not that far away, so he will be safe. So I ain't worried about 100. But yeah, Unstable and my boy Core, we were just talking to him. I was just talking to him last night. He's out there in Oregon, and that fire was not that far from him. So I really hope all of them are safe, and it's crazy. I mean, it looks like Armageddon out there with the sky being orange and everything out there, man. I mean, it's pretty crazy, man. It's worst fire in the West Coast history. So we got to think about all that. 2020 has been one fucked up year. So anyway, let's get the hell out of here.
Man, that's on a Trump.
Live, yeah, I know. Live wire. Go give you sign outs so we can get out of here, man.
It's your boy Live Wire. Catch me on this show.
Nigga, kiss you on what show?
On what show? Which show? This show?
He said kiss him. Nigga, kiss you on what show?
Kiss you? Did you say kiss you?
That's what it sounded like to me.
Slap you?
It could be country if you feel like.
Put a stomp on your ass. You know what I'm saying? What you talking on this show?
I'll be
Cut
on
your
Xbox
dreads
has
on this
no
show.
games tomorrow around late Saturday.
Okay.
That's when me and Bone and Flip be doing it. We got to put the kids to bed, man. We got little ones. They don't like to go sleep early.
All right.
So, yeah.
Oh, some big boy talk, huh?
Well, shout out to 100 doing this thing out here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, 100, you was wrong. You can hide. You can duck. But we all know what's the truth out there. You know what I'm saying? So, eat that crow, and you get a big-ass plate of it, sucker.
Bruh, he took his L. He took it like a man. He admitted.
I heard the L. I ain't personally heard the L.
That's on you. I mean,
bro, no.
Sonny took the L. I know.
Whoa, hold on. Until he's on GRG to let the public know that he has accepted the L, that I don't care about what he does over there. It's what he needs to do over here. He needs to let us know about that true L.
He kind of took the L, but then when he found out that the SSD was the same, he was like, "Hold up, that shit different."
Oh,
that's about the same.
I'm out of here. Everybody, thank you. I don't even want to hear those damn excuses. Thank you.
Hey man, I gotta hear that shit all the time.
Bro, he's a liar. He's a liar. Take your L.
He's all right.
He's a fraud. Fraud. Take your L like a man. You know what I'm saying? And we need to hear it on GRG, not anywhere else. You hear me, man? You hear me, man? We out. Love you guys. Peace.
Peace.
Come back, 100.
Hey, thanks for checking out the GRG podcast. All your gaming news and our special topic of the week. Make sure to join us every Friday night, 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central, and 6:30 Pacific. This was the GRG podcast.